Hörrni, det är det här det kommer hända saker. Här kommer Tepe Sigeman-turneringen spelas från den 1 till 7 maj. Här på Elitplaza Hotel i Malmö. Det här besökarna kommer se först. Glasväggen in till kommentatorsrummet. Här sitter Jimmy Modell och det är han som har hand om tv-sändningen, den officiella tv-sändningen.
Ordnat kaos.
Som det ska vara. Här har vi den här tavlan som vi fick se under invigningen. Den bars av Johan Bernsen från Malmö rådhus. Så här har vi då pressrummet. Och vi kommer ha journalister från Sverige förstås, men även Danmark och Holland och Frankrike. Så det blir lite internationella arenor här också. Det är alltid bra med godis, så håller man sig pigg och fräsch en hel arbetsdag. Till sist har vi kommit fram till den riktigt magiska lokalen på hotellet. Spellokalen. Det här är en fåtal av publiken kommer vara så nära schackspelarna så att de nästan kommer höra när de andas. Och bland spelborden då så kommer det vara 4 spelbord. Och Magnus Carlsen kommer alltid sitta vid samma bord. Nu har ni fått se alla rummen där Tepe Sigeman-turneringen kommer att spelas mellan den 1 till 7 maj. Tack så mycket!
Ginair, your first draw in the tournament, but you were a little bit in trouble, I would say, after the opening. What do you think happened in the early phase of the game?
I didn't know the line after knight b3, so I spent a lot of time. But I think I played not so good move, and my position looks worse. And then I play some blunder d4, and it's just I think a totally lost position.
But of course, he made a mistake. He went knight c4, and he allowed your rook d3 check. Did you immediately see that that you were getting back in the game?
Yeah, I think after rook d3, my position. I mean, at least I have some counter attack. So, yeah.
So did you feel you were maybe equal there, or how did you evaluate the position there?
I'm not sure, because still I don't like my position, but I think it's better than before.
So when did you feel confident that you were going to draw?
I think in the rook endgame, after rook g3 take rook h2, I think this is the draw.
And you told me that you are here alone in Malmö, but are you in touch with like a second or a coach online maybe to help you with preparing or anything?
Honestly, I don't have for this tournament. I just prepare by myself. But I speak with my family and my friends, and they can help me.
You're back in the tournament, or getting into the tournament after an unfortunate loss, now half a point. So how do you feel about the remainder, the last 5 rounds? How do you feel now?
I think I still play not so well, because I blunder again d4. I mean, yeah, but I think I play slightly better than yesterday, so I hope I can play better on tomorrow and try my best to play.
Okay, thanks very much, and good luck. Andy, you called your win yesterday a bit lucky, and are you going to say the same about your draw today?
Yes, of course. I don't know. He played really, really well. He found lots of really insane ideas. Yeah, I was just really lucky in the time scramble.
It was an interesting opening as well, because, well, White actually never castled, played with his king on f2 for a long time. Did you feel that would also give you chances, or how were you feeling in the early middle game?
Yeah, actually I didn't really remember this f4 line, but supposedly it's around equal, and I'm supposed to just play knight c3. But in general, I think, yeah, in the middle game, I thought I had some potential full attack. But yeah, he played really well. Found lots of nice preventative ideas, especially like rook d2, and like rook h1. So this was just very lucky.
And yeah, many people will have seen this game already with computer eval, and there's a lot of ups and downs and orange moves and stuff like that. Did you feel like that during the game, that he was at some point winning and you were escaping? Apparently he was then winning again. Was that sort of something you sort of experienced during, or is it just you're just playing and you have no idea what's going on? Or
I guess, yeah, I could sense when things were getting out of hand for me. There were a couple of moments like Queen b8 that were pretty noticeable mistakes from me. And yeah, I think, yeah, in general, there were quite a few positions where I realized that things weren't going my way. I guess, yeah, there was this one funny idea I will mention. It was if after I played knight e3, he played a really good move, king g1. King g3 is also winning, but he played king g1. But the point of knight e3 is kind of trying to set a trap, which is if white plays queen f6, then black can play queen f1. And then king g3, queen g2 is winning for black, so white has to take the knight on e3. And then after rook c3, king f4, rook f3, g f3, queen f3, king g5, queen g4, king g4, it's stalemate. So there were lots of really funny ideas that were, I guess, in position, but all along I knew pretty much I was on the trying to hold side.
But are you also looking back, sort of feeling content about the fact that you of course you had the draw in the end, but you were just apparently also just fighting very well, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about my play towards the end of the game, especially because I knew I was losing, so I was just trying to make the best of my chances.
And also, I felt with some of the mistakes your opponent made, Nordierbeck, he was actually playing quite fast sometimes. Maybe trying to press you in your time trouble. Was that the case, you think?
I mean, generally he's a very fast player, so I didn't really notice the moments when he was playing fast. But yeah, maybe it could have been.
Okay. And last question. Afterward, you stayed for I think about 10 minutes, sort of quietly blindfold analyzing with your opponent. After such a long and stressful game, you still had the energy to go through a lot of lines with him?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the funnest parts, I guess, about the game, afterwards getting to talk, especially against these really, really top-class grandmasters. So, yeah, I guess we were able to discuss pretty much the whole game.
All right. Well, good luck for the rest. Thank you.
Thank you.
Magnus, today at Benoni, you haven't played that many times over the board. I actually came across a game against Petter Lund in the Asker Chess Club in 2000. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I actually do. He played the four pawns attack back then. So the funny thing, I don't know how Petter Lund is doing these days, but back then, I think he was retired, and he was he was driving.
Andy, you called your win. Magnus, today at Benoni, you haven't played that many times over the board. I actually came across a game against Petter Lund in the Asker Chess Club in 2000. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I actually do. He played the four pawns attack back then. So the funny thing, I don't know how Petter Lund is doing these days, but back then, I think he was retired, and he was he was driving a cab on a spare time, and so because my parents didn't always have time to drive me to the chess club where I was playing those games, or at least from, because the games sometimes finished late, he would sometimes drive me back and fourth, and so I seem to remember that he was very happy just to have had like a lot of chances because I think he was winning at certain times in that game. Yeah, it's been a while. I had a game against Vincent Keimer in Genk 2 years ago, but that a few times.
Not too often.
A few times a decade seems to be seems to be.
And how did you come up to play today?
No, I was kind of surprised to see that Nils has been playing D4 recently, and also judging by the way the things were going yesterday in the other games and so on, I thought I needed to go for a fight from the beginning, and fortunately Nils is the kind of player who doesn't really back down, and so we had a fight early on, which I was obviously very happy with.
And where do you think I think he actually got out of the opening with a decent position, but where do you think it went wrong?
I think already F4 early on was a mistake. Like if you cannot justify that quickly, it's just positionally dubious. But after that, I thought that he fought really well, and there certainly were a lot of resources. There was this tactical skirmish, but it seemed to me that he was fighting really well there. But he spent a lot of time on it, and eventually that kind of became his undoing.
Tomorrow, the big game against Nordebæk. How do you look forward to that? What are your thoughts about this right now?
No, it feels really good to get into that game with a win today. I was worried that I was going to go into that being at least a point down, and now we're probably going to be on equal footing. So exciting game for sure. I mean, he's been probably the hottest player in top level tournaments over the last few months, and with strong competition from his compatriot, of course, Sindarov. So tough, very tough challenge for sure.
Okay, thanks for that.
So we are back in Malmö for the third round of the Tepe Sigeman tournament. And we have a big clash today, I would say. Carlsen against Abdulsattorov.
Maybe the biggest clash
Yes.
of the tournament. We saw an interview after round 1 with
Yeah.
Abdulsattorov where he said that he came to Malmö to play against Magnus.
Yeah.
So this is his day, I guess. It's clear that that's going to be the game
Yeah.
that we will be
Yeah.
paying most attention to
Yeah.
today.
Shall
But
we take a look at the standings?
Yeah, let's do that first. Let's bring that up.
We can see it on the screen, yes.
Yes, and of course, after yesterday's victory, this Ben-Oni game, Magnus beating Niels Condelis, he's now in the shared lead together with Abdulsattorov and with Woodward. So the leaders are playing each other, Abdulsattorov and Carlsen. For Edokmoest and Rigaiti there to draw a solid start.
Yeah.
Jordan, I think, will be a little bit disappointed.
Yeah.
Yesterday he had a clearly winning position against Zushiner, and he failed to convert that. For Zushiner, that was great because she's on the scoreboard now. And yeah, Niels, tough start.
Yes.
Tough start. There's no other way to say. There's no sugarcoating that, I think. It was just a very tough start for him.
Yeah.
He plays against Irigaisi today. Which is
Pizza.
also not a picnic.
With the black pieces.
With the black pieces.
Maybe we could also see the pairings today. I think we have it, on the screen.
Yeah, we have them on the screen. So Zushiner plays with Erdokmoest. We have Andy Woodward against Jordan van Verreest. Andy, of course, great start, sharing the lead with Magnus and with Abdulsattorov. Magnus Abdulsattorov we already spoke about, and then Irigaisi Grandelius.
Tough game for Grandelius, I think.
Yeah, but any round here, this is the type of tournament where I think no round is easy. So
but if you lose the first 2 games, round 3 is maybe even harder.
I recall, I think in this very tournament that Niels defeated Arjun with the black pieces, I believe.
Yeah.
I think it was 2022, 2023.
Yeah, in the Naidov.
In the Naidov, a sharp Naidov, which he. So it's not unheard of, let's say. But where do you want to start? I think that we have no moves in the game of Magnus. Well, the moment I said it, he made his first move, Magnus. He made the move d4.
Yeah, so he was late.
He was a little bit late.
That was also the reason why the round started a little bit late, I would say.
A little bit later.
Yeah,
but we have moves now. But perhaps we can first start with the other one where we have a few more moves.
Yeah.
And then we'll get back to this one. Of course, clearly our main game of the day.
So we take the co-leader Woodward against Van Forest.
And that started with d4, which is Andy's main choice. d6. I think that must have come as a small surprise for Andy, because I don't recall Jordan ever playing d6. Of course, this move can still transpose to a variety of openings.
Yeah, King's Indian,
even the Dutch, the Pirk,
the Philidor.
and the Philidor. And the Philidor is actually the one that we are seeing, because after e4, knight f6, knight e3, e5, knight f3, knight b8, Andy plays this very topical move, rook to g1.
Yes. You could play g4 directly if you want, as a sacrifice.
I think I've seen Shirov play this. Maybe he was the first to do that.
Yeah, I think so.
Hyper aggressive move. But I think the modern engines, they like to prepare this move with the move rook g1. I think rook g1 is actually the top choice of engines. To me, it always it looks a bit, I need some time to get used to these things. I'm not really brought up with moves like rook g1, but nowadays you have to be open-minded, of course. And rook g1 prepares the move g4. So in that sense, it's very logical. Of course, the main move has always been bishop c4 here, and then castle a4, rook q1. All the standard moves usually leads to long maneuvering type games. But rook g1 is extremely aggressive. I mean, g4, g5, clear intentions. This is going to be great. This game is shaping up very nicely. We're just 5 moves in, but I'm happy with this start. What else do we have?
Grandelius, maybe.
Grandelius. Let's see. Oh, wow. 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 Grandelius chooses the dragon.
Yes.
The dragon.
We have seen it once before. He played it against Peter Leko, but that was maybe 10 years ago here.
Here as well.
Yes.
Aha. I did not have that prepared or in my memory, but yeah, the dragon. I should say it has an extremely sharp reputation, but of course nowadays most lines here have been analyzed. So if both players are prepared, it can also easily peter out into something which is not that exciting.
Yeah.
But generally, of course, by just the nature of the position is sharp. Is fighting. So I'm this could also definitely get very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this comes as a surprise to Arjun.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not like he's never seen this before, obviously, but he's definitely not seen it this morning when he was preparing for this game.
And we can see him thinking now about the position.
Yeah, he's just recalling his options, his choices. But I would expect Arjun, he's not the type to back down.
No.
I think he'll go for the main lines, and this will be sharp. This will be very, very interesting. We could get into a whole discussion on this opening, but I think for now, let's see what Arjun chooses, and then we can speak about the details a bit later later on. Let's continue our tour, maybe. We have one more game we haven't seen yet.
Two against Erdogmus.
Yes. And let's start with knight f3, d5, e3. Which I think I saw Sergei Karyakin do for the first time, or not for the first time, but at the highest level, against Anand in the candidates of 2014, 15? What was it? Well, he won that game. It's a very interesting way to play. White keeps the option of playing c4 or not playing c4. In this case, she actually plays b3. So she plays some kind of reverse Queen's Indian type setup with an extra move, of course. And Erdogmus goes bishop g4, bishop b2, and knight b8 to d7. He spent about 6-7 minutes so far.
Okay.
So looks like this came as a bit of a surprise. And again, this is also promising in a way because we're getting a game here. That's clear. Both players here are indicating with their opening moves that they're ready for a fight. Not really an opening discussion here. Just making healthy developing moves, and then we'll see how the fight continues. How is what did Magnus choose in the opening? So we saw d45, knight f3, knight f6, c4, c6, queen c2. I had a game with Ivanchuk in Vaikensee recently, and I played g6, and I see that Nordibek does that as well. D takes c4, I think, is the main move, or at least considered the main move. Generally, then you can either recapture or play e4, make it a gambit. Also very interesting. But we'll never know what Magnus planned, because g6 is played, and
of course it's logical that you can get bishop f5.
Yes, because the queen on c2 can be a bit misplaced here as well. It can be hit with bishop f5. And in that game with Ivanchuk, I actually got a very good game, very fairly quickly. Because queen on c2 is a bit vulnerable. Yeah, too early to say much about this. Magnus taking his time.
Also because he was late.
Yeah, but I think he's also literally paused a little bit. Because g6 it is not the main move, so it makes sense to spend. He has now. Oh, he's taken on d5. Very interesting. He's taken on d5. That comes as a surprise to me. Which doesn't mean that it is. I mean, it's probably a very fine move, but it comes as a surprise to me in the sense that I've never seen this move before. Nordibek quickly recaptures, so that would indicate that it doesn't come to as a surprise to him.
So this is some kind of exchange slot.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Because white has played queen c2, black has played g6. I mean, if we go back to move 1, so if we play, the exchange variation, it's essentially as if white played queen c2 here and black replied g6, which would be very weird.
Yes, from both players.
From both players. Yes. But that's the situation that we are in right now. So the question is, which move is less harmful, I think, because I think neither of the moves are very useful.
No.
I don't think that g6, I don't think that generally in this structure you want to place the bishop on g7 because the center is locked. So I think generally in these exchange lines, the bishop is developed on d6. But at the same time, the queen on c2 is vulnerable. It's also not ideal. So it's a bit of a trade-off.
And also when you take back with the c takes d with black, you always get a good square for the knight.
Yes, the knight now can go to c6. So that's definitely an advantage. Yeah, I have a feeling Magnus has seen this before. We need to go on d5 fairly quickly. So I'm sure he has some kind of setup in mind. But yeah, hard to say for me which of the moves is more useful, queen c2 or g6.
I always get this question when they take on d5, for example, in this game, and black takes back, which is the normal move. Why is not white prepared for a move? Why is he starting to think now?
I'm a bit. You can ask him later on. I'm afraid to do that.
I will not. But normally,
but I think there are so many. I mean, he played the move d4 today, and we have to realize that at the top level these days, any move, any line is possible. Anything is possible. So he definitely. I mean, he's here with Peter Heine Nielsen. We saw him at the opening, and Peter Heine, I'm sure, is showing him all possible files which he has to go through before the game, and there's so much to see that sometimes we wonder why haven't they checked this or that, but if we see the whole picture of what they prepared, then I think
so knight c3 he played.
Yeah, knight c3. Okay, the most obvious move actually. And knight c6 played as well. Yeah, I would expect him to place the bishop on f4, the pawn on e3. I'm not. Yeah, it's not a very big revelation. Play bishop f4 on e3.
But the big question is, where do you place your black bishop with black?
Exactly. Yeah.
Go to g7 because you have played g6.
The pawn move to g6 is ugly.
Yeah,
it is really ugly.
But or else you have to play e6 later on, and then g6 is even more ugly, I would say.
Yes, but I'm trying to compare the lines. So, for instance, we spoke about the normal exchange variation. So, knight c3, knight c6. So we have to imagine that these moves are not played. Then bishop f4, bishop f5 is one of the. So in our case, and going back to the position we have, bishop f4, bishop f5, it attacks the queen. And again, I'm going back now to, I hope I'm not confusing anyone, but going back once again to this position, if we play queen b3 now, it's as if this pawn is on g6. And I'm getting very confused with the differences between, like, what does it mean and But Magnus surely thought about this. He likes, I think, to think about these small differences between the lines and to how does it compare. For sure, it's not very nice to have the pawn on g6 here, but
it's queen b3, a normal move in the normal.
It's not ideal, I think. It's not. I don't think that in this position, queen b3 is. I think it's not the main move, but it's a move.
e3, e6, and then queen b3.
Yeah, e3, e6, queen b3 is for instance. And of course, thousands of draws happened in this way. This is the most common, one of the most common draws you will find hundreds, if not thousands of games, but that's not going to happen today.
No.
That's not why Magnus chose this this line. He plays it to gain an advantage, and bishop f4 is currently on the board. Yeah, so we may as well. I mean, I think there's a big chance we'll see this. That bishop comes to f5. I would assume he goes queen b3, and then we have that position where the pawn is on g6, and doesn't seem to be a big deal at first. But for instance, in the future, what move should I? b7 is hanging. How do we meet it? Because I wanted to make the point that in the future, if you go e6 and bring the bishop out, the bishop has it's a little bit stuck on f5. So sometimes it might be chased with h3, g4. Sometimes it might be picked up in this way, and that could be one of those subtle differences that makes this line suddenly attractive for white. Hard to say, but I could imagine that being one of the points of this setup. I kind of like what Magnus did. It's very subtle.
Yeah.
I like these kind of move order trickeries.
Yes.
Should we see the dragon, maybe?
Yeah.
Let's see the dragon, because as expected, Arjun is not backing down.
No.
He played bishop e3, which is the main move. Bishop g7, f3, knight c6, queen d2, castle.
And now there is a choice. Long castle or
yes.
bishop c4?
Yes. I think we're hoping for bishop c4, because that is the sharpest way of playing. But nowadays, it's considered that black has enough defensive resources here, or I should maybe say offensive resources. Enough counterplay here. So it's considered that black is quite all right here. So that's why usually at the top level, castles is played. He's taking his time a bit, Arjun. But after, of course, the big difference is that black has d5 here. That's the big difference between the two lines. And then, well, the theory has become absolutely enormous here. It
goes on forever.
Hundreds of games. I mean, back in the day, I think this was one of the lines. Try to give an exchange and then hope that the dynamic options on the b file along diagonal would give enough play. Also, there is a move like bishop d4 followed by queen a5. I think many lines. We'll have to see how that develops. I think we're hoping for bishop c4. That's the that would really be very exciting. But I can also imagine that there are other. I mean, white can also
g4 is one.
Yeah, there are other moves. Maybe g4, h4, or bishop c4 in combination with postponing castling queenside and going h4 first. White has some different setups here. So Arjun is just choosing at this point. Yeah, he's looking into the air. He's not really thinking. He's more like,
what's going on?
Yes. And of course he knows the moves here, but he's also thinking, what does Niels have planned?
Yeah.
So he knows. I mean, he's recalling his lines at the same time. He's wondering, so if I do what I do, what does Niels have planned? And do I run any risk there? Do I really remember all the lines, or should I go for something slightly safer? He castles. He castles after 6 minutes of thought.
And of course, we know that Niels has got his preparation in.
Yes, Niels is. If Niels is not blitzing out his next 5 to 10 moves, I would be very surprised.
Yes.
Yeah. And he does. Yeah. D5 expected. And because Arjun made his choice, he's gone. He castled. Now I expect Arjun also to speed up a little bit, because he made his choice. He castled queenside. And I think there is an alternative like queen e1 here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my knowledge of the dragon variation is not that extensive, but not so fresh. It's a nice way of putting it.
Because as a junior, you looked at it normally.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a while.
No.
I think that this is a line, right? I think I've seen this when I was very young.
Yeah.
Something like this used to be a very critical idea.
He took on c6.
Yeah.
He took and bishop c4. Yeah, this is a modern line.
Yeah.
I've also seen this.
Yes.
And yeah, this is a modern way of playing. Of course, back in the day, this would not be considered very critical. But yeah, engines, they show us all these directions, which are very interesting and turn out to be very playable as well.
So white is of course using the pin on the d5.
Yes, so e6.
Yeah.
I think it's already on the e6 is played already. And well, the idea is not much different from usual. Just at some point he'll play h4, h5, open up the h file, and well, at the very least he would want to give checkmate.
Yes.
And the bishop will eventually go to b3, I believe, maybe even immediately. And it will be a very good defender as well, because the rook usually ends up on b8. So b2 is a bit soft, or if we also imagine the bishop looking at that. So bishop is both attacking the center and a good defender on b3. This is not coming as a surprise for Niels, because this is just one of the lines that you have to know these days when you're playing the dragon. And judging by the fact that he spent 40 and 30 seconds on his previous two moves, it's I don't think that he is very surprised. Yeah, bishop b3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here I'm already blanking at this point. Is it bishop b7 or is it? I'm glad I'm not sitting there.
Yeah.
But Niels will have this figured out.
Yes.
I trust Niels here, definitely. And I also like Niels. I think Niels is in essence a very dynamic player. So I like that he chooses this sharp system. I think it suits his style. I think it's something that
with a lot of opening theory also.
And he's also theoretically very well. I mean, he has a lot of theoretical knowledge. So yeah, nice start. Nice start. We have ourselves a dragon. Maybe the game of Andy against Jordan, because that was
Rook G1 in
was Rook G1 in the Philidor. Yeah, and it's very funny that this opening is called the Philidor. In fact, because if I'm not mistaken, Philidor, he was saying that after e4, e5, knight f3 is a mistake because it blocks the f pawn.
Yeah.
And he said that now black plays d6 and then black plays f5 on the next move and seizes the initiative.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we started calling this the Philidor, which, I mean, Philidor himself, he would say that this is a horrible thing, but for some reason, the names of chess openings, they're sometimes sometimes they make no sense at all. And there's another example of that. It's in the Ponziani opening, C3. This is called the Ponziani, but Ponziani, he wrote a manuscript somewhere in the, I don't know which century.
I'm not sure.
But he wrote that this is a terrible move, c3, because black plays f5 and then black is much better. And instead of that, he gets the whole opening named after him. That's unbelievable, right? He didn't even like the opening.
No. F5.
There are many such examples. But Rook G1. Yeah, the Dutch defense was actually invented by French people.
But maybe
another example.
But maybe Holland was a part of France at the time.
Oh, that's an interesting point. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, we'll have to look it up. Maybe that actually explains it. Okay. Rook G1. Let's focus on this Philidor opening.
What did he do?
Yesterday.
Yeah. So
Rook G1 is the for the people at home who didn't hear that, Johnny Hector, legend of local, played here I think many times in the tournament. I played him here in 2007.
Yeah, I think he has played almost 20 times.
Yeah, like, and very interesting player, very sharp player.
Yeah.
Always fun to see his games.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised to hear that he played the move Rook G1 yesterday. We've been informed. But as I said, Rook G1 is the top choice of engines these days. It's
D4 directly. would be more his style, I would say.
Yes, you would actually expect him. I mean, white butter. I mean,
Yes,
you can
white
play it
knight.
immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So defend
True.
the pawn is not his style.
True. Well, let's see. So after rook g1, Jordan spent 2 minutes on c6.
Mm.
And after g4, he instantly blitzed out g6. And now after bishop e3, you would think his last move prepares the move bishop g7, but he went bishop e7.
So g6 was to be able to put his knight on h5, maybe if after g4.
Yeah, I think that is actually the main point. So we should probably illustrate that. So if black plays bishop e7 here, then after g5, knight h5, there may be some tactics connected to that knight hanging, right? How does that work exactly? Is it d takes e5?
Yes.
Yeah, and if d takes e5, knight takes e5, can we do that? Oh, this could actually not work, maybe. Here. Can we play here? Oh, that doesn't, does it? Actually, take, check. Okay. King e2, only move. Another check.
And then...
How do we always manage to get these things out of hand? Yeah, but shouldn't work, right? Yeah, but if you take with a knight on e5, then black plays d takes e5.
Yeah, and
then takes on d4. So this is probably not that clear. No, I still think this is fine. I think we should not. I mean, after de, I think this was all not so bad. We should just not panic and go king d1, or. And after knight b3, just go bishop d3, knight a1, and just play this bishop. Knight on a1 is gone. Yeah. I'll probably just boom. Well, something along these lines. Yeah. Something along these lines. Let's breathe. Let's quickly move on.
Yeah.
So g6 was played for this reason, maybe. Bishop e3, bishop e7. And Andy Woodward, 1 hour 12 on the clock. Jordan, 1 hour 27. I have a feeling Jordan is still sort of in book. And Andy definitely not. I mean, 1 hour 12, that's no longer... especially on move 7, that's just he's just thinking. And yeah, I guess you don't really want to push g5 anymore, because in general g5 is not a very desirable move. I think you just give away some squares. So I do always wonder how to play this. I know that rook g1 is the top move of the engine, but I do always find it hard to play this type of moves, because they are very demanding from white.
So if you should open files on the king side, you need to come with a h pawn.
You play h4, eh?
Maybe not yet. I would like to...
Maybe bishop e2 first, or...
my queen. I would like to castle.
Queen d2.
Yeah.
Queen d2. Yeah, castle is, of course, yeah.
Old style.
Yes. Are you castle? Very old-fashioned.
Yeah, I like to castle.
And if I go b5, threatening to go after the pawn.
Do I have to kick the knight away from f6
with g5, or?
But
I was wondering if I can just ignore it.
Okay. Because take with check.
Man, this gets very sharp. If you take here, takes here, queen takes. I think just knight f6, and if you take here, bishop d7, and kind of like this for black. Very active.
And e4 is...
Yeah, and I think the king is also not clear where the king should go now, because b and c file are open, king is on e1. Yeah, I do understand that Andy is taking his time a bit, because you have to come up with a setup. Here.
And of course, he's not an e4 player, so maybe he's not so used to it.
Yeah, I think Jordan. He did
good
an
way.
interesting psychological approach by on the first move with that move d6, because of course it invites e4, but at the same time it invites him to an opening which is not something he plays every day, because he's not. Essentially, we're playing an e4 opening now, and Andy is not an e4 player.
No.
At the same time, at this level, you would expect them to
know,
be able to play most openings fairly well, of course. Okay, we'll keep an eye on this one. Not many developments though for now.
We take a look again at Carlsen against Abdusattor.
Yes, that's of course still our main game of the day. And after bishop f4, Nordibek went bishop g7, e3, and castle. I would think bishop e2 is a normal move,
because bishop d3 is met by knight b4.
Yeah, here we see a downside of having the queen on c2. You immediately lose the bishop. Well, lose it. I mean, you are forced to exchange it. So bishop e2 makes sense. And now, I mean, it would be very nice for black to exchange that that knight for the bishop. But perhaps you can go bishop g5 to keep that bishop on the board. Or at the very least, for instance, you don't really want to go h65. I think this is very. I mean, I don't even know if it works tactically. It looks a bit dangerous. But even such a position, I'm not sure at all you're happy with these pawns. Already knight h5 is a threat because of queen h7. So these are considerations. I mean, otherwise, if knight h5 would work, you would maybe want to play h3 first to make a square for the bishop. But if it's not needed, then I think you prefer to finish your development with bishop e2. And that has just been played. So we're not speaking too much nonsense yet.
It's difficult to say too much nonsense.
Yeah, it's such a clean position. Such a nice clean. I hope it stays this way. That we can just.
You can go on common sense.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that was painful yesterday when after I think 5 hours into the broadcast, the game between Abdusattorov and Woodward got completely out of hand.
Yes.
And I had the feeling that the pieces were just flying, and it was very difficult.
Yeah, they played like.
But also for them, it was difficult. Yeah, I think the evaluation changed
up and down.
Yeah, a lot of times. But it was a very complicated position. A quiet game so far. But I think if Magnus gets to castle, play h3, just essentially finish development in a normal way, he's just slightly better here.
Yeah.
Because the bishop on d7 is not a great piece. So I think he's close to getting something going here. And I think he's not unhappy with this position. Don't think he's unhappy with the developments.
No. So what do we have? We have Niels.
Yeah, Niels, he did play that move bishop e7.
Yeah.
And
we have the dragon.
Yeah, after bishop e7, h4 was played. Yeah, there is this big misunderstanding that that this h-pawn, that we only know how to push it since alpha 0. That's definitely not the case.
No.
But what alpha 0 has taught us is that it's sometimes very nice. Maybe we used to go h4, h5, and then we would take on g6, go bishop h6, and give checkmate. But alpha 0 showed that you can also sometimes just push the pawn to h6. And back in the day, that was thought to be strange because you want to open the h-file, but actually that pawn on h6 very often in the end game and also actually in the middle game, it's very often still very uncomfortable for the king on g8 to deal with that pawn on h6. And so that's nowadays a something that any top player has incorporated, and I think nowadays already it's very normal to push the pawn to h6.
Because it was Fischer, I said, you just play h4, h5 and give mate.
Yes, about this exact dragon. Yeah, just h. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. h4, h5, take on g6, bishop h6, checkmate.
Yeah, the mate is there already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is of course very sharp. That's very clear. What I am hoping for Niels at this point,
that he knows what he's doing,
is that he's aware. I mean, I was saying before that I assumed that he would still blitz about 5 moves or more, and I also think it's kind of necessary to do that here. You really need to know this. But he could well be recalling. I'm definitely not. I mean, it's very possible that he's just recalling things. I mean, he's on 1 hour 24, so it's not like he's been spending ages. But because White has such a straightforward plan to essentially deliver checkmate, you really have to know what you're doing.
Get this on the board with White in round 1 of the Dutch league this year.
Okay.
And I believe Black cannot really go for the end game because it's just bad.
You mean d takes e4?
c7 first.
c7 is a that's okay. That's good to know.
I know there's a computer line where Black has to sacrifice a5, a4, and then play c5. So that's the way to get.
Aha. Interesting. Yeah. So for people at home who didn't hear that, we have Peter Dogges here in the. We have Peter Dogges here who just informed us that Queen c7 is the way to play here, and that in the critical line, Black plays a5, a4 somewhere, sacrifices that pawn just to open some files, then gets c6, c5 in. Well, that alone already shows you that this is going to get sharp. And that's the way to get counterplay. And of course, you don't want to go d takes e4 here. We should probably point that out. All these endgames, they are very ugly. Of course, structurally speaking, that's just an ugly decision. So that's unlikely to happen. And so d takes e4. Yeah, it might even. Yeah, you mean to say you can just take everything?
Yeah. Some lines it starts to hang again.
I do think we recapture on e4 first, right? Yeah. So yeah, and then a7 will also be hanging. Yeah, this endgame is just pleasant. It's just pleasant for. Yeah, thanks for that update. That's good to know.
But maybe you should have told Niels about this because he's thinking.
No, I still think he's recalling. I don't think he's. I don't.
Do you think so?
Are you a body language expert?
Was better prepared for this line than Niels.
Yes.
I think he has his eyes closed or not. That usually indicates that you're just right. Either you look up or or am I reading into things which are not?
If I look up and think, what have I done?
Yeah, that's also possible.
Yes,
that's also possible.
I'm not sure.
Recalling the post, I would say.
We're
we don't like. Yeah? We don't like it when we see it.
Well, it's a bit early. Yeah, to be thinking it's a bit early. Because of the nature of the position, it's a bit early.
Yeah.
Because like I said, h5 is coming, and you really want to know exactly how you're dealing with that. You don't want to figure this out over the board. That's really not. On the other hand, Arjun, he did spend already 20 minutes or so, but I mean, for Arjun, it's a bit more understandable. He was surprised in the opening with the dragon. He needed some time to recall the details. He maybe even made some choices. I think at this point, for instance, here he spent 6 minutes and 25 seconds. He didn't do that because he saw this for the first time, but he was thinking, which line am I going to go for today? What's he expecting from me? What is he not expecting from me? All these kind of thoughts. So it's normal, I think, that he spends a bit more time. And I do think he's definitely he definitely knows what he's doing. Interesting. Let's hope Niels Yeah, he seems to be thinking.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yes.
Let's move on.
We take. We have not seen Zoo against Erogmus
Yes.
for a while.
Yes. Yes. Well, we also haven't actually seen not many moves.
No.
It's 3 extra ply were added.
Yes.
Bishop e2,
Two.
c6, and now after a long think, d3, and after an even longer think, e6. So they're really taking their time. Yeah, I would think black is
Okay.
very
Already.
comfortable.
Yes.
But at the same time, I mean, playing this, it's also an indication that you're fine with that. You're fine with black having. I mean, she just wants to play a game, which I think is a very cool approach against one of the most talented kids in the world.
Avoid preparation.
Well, actually, most talented kids in the world. He's already a elite player, actually.
Yes.
They played once before, I think.
Yeah, but no, it was a real game. Yeah,
in Abu Dhabi,
and it was won by the Chinese.
Yes, it was a weird game. I think it ended with a blunder.
Yeah,
he was better the whole game, but then he, in his usual time trouble, actually, he lost that game. So he'll be looking for a revenge. I don't think Edokmus is particularly unhappy with this this opening because he just has a game instantly. And h3 has just been played. Always a big question. Do you take it or do you move? Or do you?
Normally, I would move away because I don't. Yeah,
but you rate your bishop.
Yes, but I would maybe have to think about g4 if I move it.
Yeah, I'm a bit.
Yeah,
I'm unsure. Yeah, you mean such a thing? Or
yes.
Though in such cases, I would rather have the bishop on g2. But yeah, you can't have it all. Yeah, I also wonder. I mean, I think the alternative is to take and go bishop d6, right? And this also looks very comfortable to me. Yeah, not much to say actually.
No.
Just it's really.
It will come
very much early stages.
In 10 moves, it will heat up.
Yeah, but after h3, so essentially there's a choice. Both are probably fine. Yeah. I think I would take actually on I also like that. For instance, in this position, I would feel less happy to take because then white can recapture with the knight. It's a bit more harmonious than recapturing with the bishop. So I think I would try to take advantage of the fact that the knight cannot recapture and then play it in this way. But I guess there's something to say for both approaches.
Okay, we take Woodward against
the Philidor.
The Philidor.
We left it after bishop e7, where Andy played a3 after almost 20 minutes of thought.
Even before b5.
Yeah, that's prophylaxis on the highest level.
Yes. Yeah.
So we had one line before where we tried to go b5 b4 to hit the e4 pawn, and before the pawn is on b5, this idea is already stopped. This is Capablanca would play back in the day. Petrosian, like. Yeah. And Jordan with a very fascinating response, h5. Yeah, with Jordan, you don't usually have to tell him twice to make an active move.
No.
He doesn't mind. And I guess after g5, he wants to jump forward, right?
Yeah, probably attack the bishop and the pawn.
Yeah, this looks very nice. I mean, you don't want to move the bishop away, and I mean, it loses too much time, I think. So instead, the pawn was taken.
Yeah.
And rook takes h5 was played. Which means the king will not be able to castle anymore, but that was maybe anyway not the plan.
No.
With that open g-file, and I think the king for now will stay on e8.
You can go to g7 later on.
Yes, it can also do an artificial
yeah.
castling later on in the game. And I think the choice was very much between knight and rook. Of course, pawn is horrible to just give the g-file. So knight takes was also an option. But I like his choice. Rook h5, just a bit. There's a knight is fine on f6, attacks e4, and the rook just. I think he's not too unhappy. He has half an hour.
Yeah, he's thinking a lot.
Half an hour up on the clock.
Yeah.
So he's putting some pressure in that way as well. I would say his opening experiment, if you can call it that.
It was a success.
Yeah, it was a success so far, I think. Yeah. I mean, we don't know about the objective evaluation of the position. We don't have any engines running. We like to try at least to make sense of it ourselves. But I do like what he's done. I think it's, yeah, pretty much a success. Should we go back to the main game?
Yes.
Because after castle, bishop e2, a6 was played. So we have one more move. Yeah, I start to like Magnus' position. And I'm wondering if it's because, I mean, I don't want to be biased. I mean, it's very easy to like his, I mean,
yes.
Because, yeah, he does well generally. His results are good generally. It's easy to like, but I genuinely think that if black just makes normal moves here, quote unquote, that white is just slightly better in these types of positions. So, yeah, I think after castle, unless there is something direct here, but I don't think knight h5. I think once again, is knight h5 a thing? I still don't like it very much.
But now there is no open h5.
At least there is an open h file, but it's no longer in this line.
No rook. Yeah,
there's no rook on h1 anymore. So I still think this is a bit ugly.
Yeah.
I still like white's position here, but yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's not as bad as it was previously. But again, I think for this exact reason, Carlsen is now contemplating: is it smart to start with h3, for instance? Because then, of course, knight h5, bishop h2 would be that would just be very very ugly for black. And I think he's wondering if it's necessary. Because at the same time, h3, of course, it's not the move you want to make yet. You prefer to castle, finish development. But yeah, the question is if knight h5 is but I think after normal moves, white is just slightly better here without any and exactly the type of position that he likes. But again, maybe I'm biased. I don't know if,
but maybe it's good to be a little bit.
Yeah, maybe yeah.
But how do we get life in this bishop on g7? Do we have to?
That's the issue.
To prepare e5, or how do we do it? But it looks very, very difficult to get it.
Yeah, because d5 is all the time hanging. So you would like to, I don't know, go knight d7, play e5. I don't know if you like that, but that's an idea.
I also thought about taking the bishop on to play knight h5 and then.
To go for it.
Yeah.
I think you have to try something like that to somehow try to mix it up somehow. Otherwise, it's just worse, I think. Bishop g5 is an only move, right?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, this would be great. This would be an achievement for black.
Yeah.
To just take the bishop off for free. Let's say. I mean, bishops are better than knights. Yes. That is an important.
Yeah.
So, we want to make it as difficult as possible for black to win that knight, to win that bishop. Sorry. So h6, you wanna just chop it off, right?
I want to try it to see.
And then to do what? Maybe e6, just
play it a little bit slow to begin with, and then try to organize. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what I want to organize really. If I play e5 later on, I would not like my pawn on g5.
Is it an idea to just push f5 next?
Okay.
And then maybe just bishop d7, queen e7, rook c8. Yeah, hard to say, but I mean, in a blitz game, Magnus would probably just quickly make one of the two. But here, I mean, in a classical game, you have so much time that you can nicely think about it, about the differences. Well, I mean, there isn't. So after, let's say, castle, you want to go bishop f5. Yeah, let's say queen b3, b5, huh? Yeah, I'm a bit afraid that it's a bit weak. Let's say I go here. Well, for instance, this is not forced, but for instance, here, okay, DE maybe wins pawn, I know. But let's say I go bishop takes, just for example, and then after e6, I just go something like a4. These kind of positions, and they are really bad, actually terrible. I think, because the queen side is just all those pieces are here, and essentially, I think we're just sort of winning a pawn on the queen side. Yes, no, I just wanted to illustrate the dangers. Let's say, no, of course, knight takes e5, the move I made here, that's not at all forced. Like you say, knight a5 might be a better move, but after knight c4, there is knight c6. There are some knight c6 ideas. So I like this position as well for white. We'll play a4. I mean, essentially, you're playing this exchange variation with a bishop on g7, where it's just completely misplaced.
Yes.
It's completely misplaced in this structure. So this is the strategic danger that black is running here. And yeah, like I said, I think he's contemplating whether this is something black likes to do at the castle. I mean, maybe we're completely wrong, but I think that's what he's thinking about, whether to play h3 or not. That's the... Or maybe trying to prevent knight h5 with a move like knight e5, for instance. That I could also imagine.
Yeah.
Also not crazy, I think. Because here, yeah, we're of course happy to ruin the structure. So knight h5 is prevented, and then castle. And here again, if black plays slow in some way, then also again there is some risk on the queen side. If you take that knight, then if the bishop takes e5, again this bishop. Yeah, he played h3. He played h3. So he considers, we can conclude that he considers this to be not so clear. So he plays h3 to have a square for the
to drop back.
Yeah. Very well, what can we say? Very normal.
Yeah.
Very nice. He spent 15 minutes on that. Yeah, it is a big decision because you do lose some time, of course, giving black the time to maybe get some counterplay in. I don't immediately see how, but something like bishop f5, queen b3, and maybe something here. Maybe the move knight a5 as was suggested. But yeah, black should do something fast, I think, to mix it up. I think it's worked out pretty well so far. Magnus's opening play. I think he's yeah, I said it before. I think he's quite happy.
We take a quick look at Ergeis against Grandelius.
Oh, he has taken on e4.
You messed up. It was not.
Oh wow! Should I even mention it to the people at home, or shall I?
It's normally knight a4 before h4.
Aha.
Okay.
You can take actually.
We were misinformed. Just for the people at
Yeah.
home, we were lied to.
Yes, and it will be shown in a video.
Yeah, we will not mention who did it, but yeah, no, it's all fine. We are now we're up to date. So d takes e4 is the move actually. Yeah, it is the correct move. But we were saying that queen takes j the endgame was it, but he played queen f2. Huh?
Yeah.
So he didn't like this very much. This endgame because we thought it looked pretty, but something like this. But perhaps, yeah, perhaps there's counterplay. Yeah, just a5 or something. Maybe knight g4 or some things. Okay, he played queen f2, which is I think for the better because it's much more. It keeps the queens on. And Niels is in serious thought.
I played queen c7.
Did he?
Yeah.
Ah, here he's in serious thought. Sorry, I
yeah.
just looked at the screen. Queen 7, knight takes e4. This is the current position. And it's safe to say, I think, that both are on their own. Is that safe to say? Or
I'm not sure about this because this is the dragon. Normally the variations.
Arjun spent half an hour though.
Yeah,
that's a lot at this point. And Niels, 25 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably they're playing on.
So probably the first question we should answer is knight takes e4, f takes e4, queen e5. Do we win a pawn? Yeah, I'm assuming this is too dangerous, right? For black to go pawn grabbing like this.
Do you want to play bishop d4?
I think here, right? Yeah. And if queen e4, then probably bishop d7.
And then
maybe just h5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really about the pawns here, I think. It's more about the kings. Yeah, so now already h6 becomes a very serious threat. Yeah, I think it's bad, right? Or let's say dangerous, at least.
Not too much.
Also, I don't know if it was... the idea is connected to rook d7 as well. Bishop is a bit loose. Bishop takes e6. But I like h5. I think it's a good starting point. This looks very dangerous. So, if not for this move...
We can, of course, take without
grabbing, yeah, and then playing which move? c5 maybe. Trying to open some lines.
Yeah. I could take it.
Yes, and then rook fc8. Can also give it, but that's a bit much, I guess. And this I like much better. At least.
But could I play bishop d6 and then e5 just to
bishop
close
d6,
down?
Queen here maybe.
Want to close down the.
Ah, you can even go here now, right?
Oh,
just hit f7. Woo. No, because I thought after e5
I want to
then at least you can take here
Mm.
maybe, or maybe even try something like this. But yeah, rook of 1 is a bit. Yeah, that changes things a little bit. Is it completely out of the question to play like such a move? Is that too much, or just in the spirit of the
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, of course you would like to take the rook, but maybe we will regret it later on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe it's just very good to take the. I generally don't mind to give an exchange sometimes, but because we just want to go a4. So let's say we take it. Already, the first question is how to recapture. Because you don't want to move the bishop away from the. You don't want to move the rook away from a4. So maybe king. And now a4 is a threat. But bishop takes e6. Oof.
So we don't want to take it back.
Oof. Now I start to have a feeling that my move a5 is horrible. Because if we cannot recapture, then yeah, it's just a bit too much, I think. I guess it's a bit too much. And we don't have a move yet, right?
No.
After knight takes
Of course,
e4.
you don't have to take on e4.
Yeah, that's just another question. I mean, a move like knight d5, how's that?
We have to save the bishop, I would say.
It's too strong, right? I mean, let's just for fun. If we go h5, do you take it immediately?
I think I will take it.
And then queen e5, huh? Something like this. And also f5 is a threat already. b2 is hanging. This is looking, yeah, this is looking great. Okay. So you want to play bishop c5?
Yeah.
Instead of h5, yeah. This also looks nice for white, if you ask me. Yeah, so we are struggling a bit, right? To
what to do with black?
Find the right sequence. Okay, one more try. Knight e4, fe4, a5 immediately. How is that? With rather obvious plans.
Yeah. Should I stop it with playing a4 myself? Maybe.
Yeah, and then I was hoping that we'd somehow have an improved version of everything we saw previously. Maybe c5 again. Bishop c5, rook fc8. We did this one, right? Yeah, it's not that much improved.
It's quite solid with the bishop on
Yeah,
b3.
the bishop on b3 is a very good defender.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the key defender here. He has taken on e4. So we are pretty certain that this position is going to appear.
Yeah.
But here, this is a very critical moment in the game. And yeah, Niels is locked in.
Yeah.
He's locked in. Yeah, I think I trust Niels here. He's a good feel for these type of positions, I think.
Yeah.
I would expect him to do some good things here. But yeah, it needs to be a precise sequence. We cannot just play this by hand. That's unfortunate, but
So what did we try? We tried c5.
Yeah, we tried to free the position with c5, with a5. Well, we started with pawn grabbing. That was bad.
Yeah.
And then we tried c5 and a5. I still think one of these, well, queen e5 I don't like, but one of the other moves should be the direction, right? The general direction where black should be headed. Because the plan is, I mean, all the same h5 is coming. There are a little bit less pieces on the board, but h5 is coming, and it's still eventually going to lead to an attack. It's in fact not very far away. After hg, queen h4, the attack is already taking on very serious
and
sides.
if I would like to stop h5 with playing h5, then g4 will come.
Yeah, this is typical dragon stuff. I don't know if it's immediately, but well, perhaps even here. Yeah, just open up the files and
too dangerous.
Give checkmate.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so I would expect Niels to take some time here. So I think we should maybe let him think a little bit. Yeah, he's taking a sip of water very slowly.
Is the picture frozen?
Is it? It almost looks like that was a fascinating moment there.
I've never seen a person drinking.
That is, we're informed that there are bigger water glasses, especially for Niels.
Don't think I've ever seen anyone drinking water so slowly.
Yeah, like, I think he's just in thought, and he's just sort of frozen. Yeah. Okay. Let's maybe
we take Carlsen Abdusattorov again, because there was some.
Can we just briefly though? We are going to go there.
You want to see
just briefly see the Philidor game?
Yeah, because you want to see Van Forest, of course.
Well, because I mean, the White's last. I saw on the screen White's last move, and it surprised me a bit. This move, Rook to G5. Yeah, I'm just not really a fan of that move.
No. What's even the point? If you move the rook, he wants to take the pawn on e5 or what?
Yeah. I mean, it's my understanding when you go Rook G1, and maybe it's my wrong understanding, but it's when you go Rook G1, you intend to, launch an initiative, and also you take on some risk positionally because you're taking on some real. You push the pawn early on, so that risk became even greater at this point after G takes H5 because now the pawn structure is greatly in black's favor. And is this then the move to play, to exchange rooks?
But if you wanted to play some sort of attack, what was this A3?
Yeah, so I'm in general a little. It seems a bit hesitant. Like his follow-up play almost would indicate that he regrets his choice of G1 a little bit. Like there's also a line, for instance, G3 Bishop G2 Castle. I mean, it would be more in the spirit of how he continued. It's in a more pushes. I don't really like what he's done, and I say that with a bit of hesitation, of course, always, because I know that these players are all very, very good, and they I mean, he clearly thought about this. I just don't like it.
We also see the clock. How much time he's using?
Spent an enormous amount of time.
Yes.
I mean, for example, the move A3, he spent nearly 20 minutes. And his last move, Rook G5, he spent another 15 minutes on that one. I mean, in this tempo, he'll be out of time in 3 moves.
Yes. And then he starts to play bullet.
And then it's bullet. And we know he's one of the best bullet players in the world. So
yeah.
Maybe I'm a bit too critical. I mean, I should maybe restrain a bit, but I just don't really like the look of it.
No.
Just don't like the look of it. Having said that, how would we play?
We will not take.
So you would take, yes?
No, I will not take.
You would not take.
I will not take.
Let
him take if he wants.
Yeah, I was thinking though, if we take,
Oh, you want to take?
And
take on d4. What? Oh,
do you take with the bishop or with the
bishop?
Because I was thinking here it would be nice to offer
and then go for f4. Yeah,
an exchange of, for instance, this is a dream. This position, and getting the knight to not to e4 to f4. This is a dream position. Big advantage for black, I think, here. Of course, he would probably come back to e3, and then maybe, yeah, something like b5 or maybe knight f6 to go to g4. Yeah, I think he has a very comfortable game. Very comfortable game. Yeah, so this opening surprise, we already thought it was kind of successful.
Yeah, paid off.
But it paid off. It pays off even more than what we thought 15 minutes, half an hour ago. I think Jordan can be very happy with this position. But Andy is very tricky player. I mean, we saw yesterday how he survived that game with Absatorov. That was really heroic stuff. Let's see Magnus' game.
Yeah.
Game of the day. He played bishop f5 after h3, queen b3, knight a5.
Have to move the queen again.
Queen b4, and now rook to e8. And that's a very sneaky little move, rook e8. His point is that after castle, which is what Magnus played, he wants to go bishop 8. So he of course, he acknowledges that the bishop is misplaced.
Yeah.
And he tries to get it back to the right diagonal, gaining time, because e5 is a big threat now. And this is the current position. So e5, a giant threat, would be losing a piece. So there are a couple of ways to deal with that.
Yeah, maybe you should put the piece on e5.
Yeah, maybe a knight.
Yeah,
let's put a knight on e5. So now black can still attack the queen, but at least it doesn't win a piece anymore. And the queen is almost trapped. If white had played a4 somewhere, then the queen would be trapped. But luckily, that's not the case.
Yeah, and of course now with e6 played, g4 could be a move later on.
Yes, that's what we spoke about in the very beginning of this broadcast. The bishop on f5 is a bit... It's almost trapped.
Yeah.
Literally, actually, because g4, f3, the bishop. So that's something for Absatorov to think about. I mean, let's say you go b5 here, queen has to go back to d1. It looks like he's been making progress. But at the same time, this bishop is very much an issue. And I don't really see how to deal with it in this position.
No.
So to play b5 instead of?
After 95.
After 95 to start with b5. Aha. That's an attempt to really win. So if we play a4 now, let's say, generally a desirable move, then e6 really traps that queen. Huh? Yeah, that's a good idea. b5. It's a very good idea.
Yeah. How do we?
I mean, do we have to really move the knight in order to? That would be a pity. Maybe we'll have to, but. But if that's a must, then...
So maybe not knight e5, but still b5 will come whatever we do. If we don't...
Yes. Just wondering now, if we do something like this. e6, I think.
Yeah, we have to play
b4. Knight c4 is forced, I think. And let's say we take it. I think
Yeah.
Maybe even d takes, yeah? Yeah, oh, this is... No, I wanted to play against the bishop, but it's probably the bishop is escaping either via d3 or... Nah, not very...
If you play g4, just to continue the variation.
Bishop before you want to go g5, huh?
Yeah. Or you can play bishop d3, I guess.
Yes. I'm also afraid of such moves. Very much afraid of this move. It might just collapse.
Yeah, looks very bad.
Might just collapse. Okay. So
the queen is on some problem.
Aha. No. Magnus, he has it worked out.
Of course.
He starts with queen a4. For your exact reason.
He must come back. Yeah, he must come back.
Yeah, so Carlsen, he figured out, obviously, that 95 b5 is the way. And that's why, because we wanted to play 95 e6 queen a4. So there is this rule in one of my first chess trainers. He taught me this, that very often when you want to make a line work, that if you choose the order, if you change the order of the moves, sometimes it works. And here queen a4 first actually works. So it's very simple in fact. So before black plays b5, white plays queen a4, and now after b5 queen d1, we get that same position that we had, where I still quite like.
But at least black has not played e6.
Yes, but
the bishop on f5 is not.
Yeah, that is true. The bishop on f5 is now, there's no threat of g4. On the other hand, yeah, that bishop on f8, it's screaming for the e-pawn to move.
Yes.
So it's a bit of a competition between these two. Which one is worse?
Yeah.
But for sure, the position. I mean, it might be equal. The engine might show that this is completely equal. But I think it's much harder for black because there are some issues to solve. White's position is very harmonious. There's nothing much is going to go wrong. But black has this issue with the bishops, and e6 will always leave that bishop on f5 stranded. But keeping the pawn on e7 also has downsides. So some problems to solve for Nordy back here. I like White's position. That's but I said that a couple of times already.
Yes.
I think. How is Niels doing? Oh, okay. He played c5. He played c5. Bishop takes c5, so we expected this.
Yeah.
But instead of going to c8, we went to c8, and then we didn't like the position of the bishop d6. So perhaps for that reason he went to d8. And left the board.
Okay, good sign. Okay.
No, at first sight I kind of like this. I mean, I think in general, if we go back to this position, I mean, you'd just rather not have this pawn, right?
Yeah.
It blocks the bishop, it blocks the c-file. So I'm just happy he got rid of it. Just it's better not have it at all. And then he just continues as if nothing happened. So he just continues playing as if he didn't just sacrifice a pawn. And he keeps all the ideas in the position. e4 is hanging. a5, a4 can still be considered sometimes. Queen e5. Queen e5 is a big threat now because white can no longer block on d4. So I like what he's done. It has a good ring to it.
Yeah. So what do we do?
Yes. So what does white play here? Let's say I try to exchange this bishop. You can probably take on e4, right? Or not?
Could I also
Or you?
change a couple of times and then give queen f4 check?
Oh, even nicer.
Yeah.
Yes, that's even nicer. Yes.
And try to take it with.
And here, and then take, and
Yeah.
and g2 will be hanging. Yeah, this is beautiful.
Because now the bishop on b3 is not so good.
Yeah.
It's blocked on the
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So this just doesn't work. Bishop d4, right? I think we can we can conclude. That's what I meant. Niels does these things well. Good feel for these unbalanced type of positions. I think many people here, after sacrificing the pawn, they have the urge to immediately show that they have enough compensation, but he just plays it very cool.
Hoping to get the pawn on e4 later on.
Yes, yes, and also yeah, queen e5. I think queen e5 is a giant threat. Yeah, I think the home crowd can be happy so far.
Okay, very
no, I'm not calling any. No, that's way too early. But so far he's just I like. Let's say the first 1.5 hour. He's definitely doing good things, I think.
So what do we do against queen e5?
Yeah, it's difficult.
How do we stop it?
It's very difficult. With maybe I'm struggling to find a move. Yeah, to take on d8 and to play rook to f1 is suggested here in the audience. Yeah, I'm inclined to take e4. I don't know. Also, yeah.
What about the a7 pawn?
Yeah, I think we're just yeah. That's just. I mean, in battle sometimes, these pawns they know their role.
But we still see 3 connected passed pawn on the queen side. But
yeah,
they will never start rolling, you say.
Normally not, right? Not supposed to.
No.
Yeah, no, yeah, it is a pawn though. That is true, and it also creates a threat of bishop d6. And if we take if we also take pawns, then yeah, this probably is just good, huh? Bishop b6. But bishop g2 is also incredibly greedy and ugly. Now I would try to somehow just continue with a move like I don't know. Queen e5, huh? Yeah, and then if
I can take f6.
Oh, sorry, f6. Yeah, that was actually why
but
we.
Maybe
I just I like the spirit.
Yes.
Yeah, just to.
But we have to stop to make somehow rook f8.
Oh, this looks very good.
Some threatening bishop h6.
Yeah. Not only is queen b2, but because after c3, there is also bishop h6, and we can throw all kinds of things in between, but it won't really help.
No,
it won't really help. Okay, so queen x7 is a bad move. Maybe c3 immediately, because now after bishop h6, there is bishop e3. Which seems to work. But it's not at all forced, of course. But definitely from the start, if we just go back a few moves, so rook takes j8, rook takes rook f1, I think here already there are options. There are other moves as well. Besides bishop takes e4. Could start with queen e5 also. Because we now realize queen f7 is not a threat. So we can start with this move maybe as well. No, yes, there are options. And it's mostly about the king in this.
Sorry? Bishop A3.
Bishop A3. Yeah, but I mean, I think the game just continues in that. I mean, even after a move like rook, sorry, not rook d6, even a move like rook d7, the game just.
They want to take f7, yes, and then bishop a3.
Oh, like that. Yeah, that is yeah. Okay, that is more. But even here, I wouldn't be completely. Is it completely over? I mean, I would hope for some back rank. You know, it is close, but for instance, queen. Queen d4. Very complicated.
There is
not the most subtle move.
We can see it from the moon almost.
Yeah, it's. I don't claim any deep concept here. Yeah, it could be that this is not the best way to play for black, but even here, I mean, it's.
As well instead of bishop.
No.
Because of the mate on bit, or at which point?
Yeah, maybe now.
But then the bishop takes a fate, right? So
no. Take
because it's not mate. It's not mate. Yeah. No, here let's say. Well, in fact,
where do we go?
Where do you go? Yeah. Yeah, this is typical dragon. So you make one move and then it goes on and on and on in that direction. You try to make a small point here and it goes. It all these lines they always continue.
And then it's
impossible to. And then somewhere it's perpetual.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe you just run out of it. Maybe you're just running away. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just a draw. Yeah, king f2, queen g2. Yeah, it's just a draw. Yeah, nothing to do. Yeah, if king f. Queen takes g7. That could very well be a problem, yeah. A beautiful problem also. Yeah. Okay. So if king g7, then I guess bishop f8 and bishop h6 and mate. Yes.
Good plan.
That's a good plan. That's a convincing plan. Yeah, hard to come to any kind of conclusions here, but it's fun. There are things happening.
Yeah.
There are dynamic chances, and I like rook fd8. I think it's and I understand that Arjun he's taking his time for very good reason. For a second, looking at the screen, I thought it was Niels's move, but Arjun, he has one of the best poker faces, I think, in the chess scene.
Yeah.
It's
impossible to see if he's winning or losing. I would say.
Yeah, after the game, before it's just he's completely. It's impressive.
Yeah, you look at him now.
Yeah,
we don't even think that he's playing chess right now.
Yeah, like there's no
enjoying his time in the sun. Looks like.
Yeah. There is this big difference between players. Some people they really look like they're throwing all their energy into it, and others it looks like. I mean, someone like Anand was.
Yeah.
It looked like it was just effortless. And Arjun is a bit of that same school, I think. Okay, he's leaning in a bit, so he's good. Interesting game. Yeah. Very, very nice. This is definitely shaping up nicely. We haven't seen the game of Erdogmus for a while, I think. And it is very interesting. So after HT, I think we left it off around these parts. He played bishop h5, your move.
Yeah, I want to keep the bishop.
So he wants to keep the bishop, 92 and h6. I guess that's aimed at this plan of picking up the bishop. So now after g4, bishop g6, knight h4, there's the move bishop h7. It's similar to what Magnus did in his game, that move h3, trying to save his bishop. So after h6, Zuzhi and I played c4, bishop d6, and knight d4. And Yagish played bishop g6 and g4. She's going for it today.
Yes.
That's g4 is quite a statement, I would say.
So she needed a response to e5. Or what?
Yeah, I think it's twofold, right? Like I mean, it's most normal to castle kingside here, I guess. But now she's setting up for some action on that wing, I think. Already g5 might be an idea. I could also imagine something like this completely backfiring after a move like knight e5 and some counters on d3. It has to be calculated, of course. May not work at all, but at least it's one of the ideas. And of course, the other that you mentioned after e5, in this position after e5, I guess she wants to play knight f5. And I don't know how is such a position. Is this something like this? I wouldn't dislike this for black, I think, at first sight. My king probably going to this side. So perhaps she's... I mean, these things can backfire, of course.
Yes.
Let me put it that way. I don't want to sound too pessimistic, but moves like g4 can easily backfire as well. It can also work out beautifully. Like I said, if the castle h4, if you get g5 in and open the h file, checkmate, etc. But
of course, dangerous to start an attack when we don't know that the king is on the king side.
Yes, yeah, and at the same time also, yeah, it's not so clear if it's easy to bring pieces over to. So interesting, and they're both spending a lot of time. So this game is likely going to be a time trouble duel at some point. Should we see the game of Magnus? Because there are quite a lot of moves.
Yeah.
So after queen a4, b5 was played, queen d1, and knight c4. Yeah, so he's postponing that decision whether to go e6 or not. Well, for the moment he cannot.
No.
b3 was played, knight a3. And the next move at first sight puzzles me a little bit.
So what
he plays bishop d3 here. Because I was thinking that it's all about that bishop on f. I mean, the fact that black cannot really play e6 because the bishop on f5 is so after bishop d3, I would think that you take, play e6, and the bishop is out. But I guess,
but the knight.
Yeah, I guess that's what his point is, that he just plays something like rook c1 here, and he's still doing very well. I don't know if it's the f1 rook or the a1 rook. I don't know which one is more logical, but one of those two. And it is true that, yeah, you're probably still having a nice pool here with white.
Because if you want to bring the knight out, you have to play b4, but then the knight can play a4.
Exactly.
This we don't.
Yeah, before knight a4, then c5 becomes a square. Already e5 is c6 is of course a key square here as well, where which white could use to infiltrate. So, for instance,
so we don't like to play b4, but what do we do with the knight?
Yes, that's the. maybe nothing for the time. Maybe let's say something like this, maybe. But I could imagine even a move like knight e2 being annoying. Bishop g5 also definitely an option. I just wanted to quickly point out that now you cannot oppose the on the c file because rook c8, rook takes c8 drops the bishop on d6. And if you take here first and then go rook c8, then what I said, this c6 square might become a nice thing to land on potentially. But another move, as pointed out here, is bishop g5, also annoying. Maybe you have to go back to e7, then maybe knight e5 is there, c6 once again. Yeah, I don't think fundamentally the position changed much. I think it's still pleasant for white. It's just that if before it was the questions of the bishops, it seems that Magnus has shifted to the idea that black's queen side has been weakened a bit with this move b5, with the knight being on a3. And I guess he feels that after an exchange on d3, there's already enough to play with here. He doesn't need to play for against that bishop. And yeah, I'm still team Magnus here, I think.
Yeah, the knight on a3 looks like a big problem.
Yeah, even wonder if at this point you could also, because he hasn't taken on d3 yet.
Okay, okay.
I mean, is knight e4 a move? Just to try to yeah, mix it up a bit. But I guess just even rook c1.
Rook c1, yes.
Yeah, some nagging pressure. Yeah, very instructive game, I think. Yeah, even bishop takes e4 is definitely an idea. I guess we take with what, in fact? Probably it's just it is the indeed knight on a3. It's just it's pretty unpleasant. I think Magnus has this game under control. Sorry, which move? Queen a5 now. And if we take on f5, do you want to recapture on f5 or? This is a bit, this structure, I'm not sure. I'm afraid of this. Bit afraid of this. Or yeah, queen d3 also a move. On c3. Yeah, so we could take here and then drop the bishop back to d3. Yeah, it's still this issue on a3 with this knight. I mean, I wouldn't say it's lost or anything, but I don't think this has improved. This sequence has improved things, but apart, of course, I mean, you could also ask just after rook c1, maybe rook c8, or you want it, or yeah, that's bishop to c8. But now we're having many different plans at the same. I mean, then we would probably do that here, but bishop c8. I'm not sure that rerouting to b7 is gonna fix the fundamental issues in the position.
It doesn't fix the knight.
Doesn't fix the knight.
No.
Yeah, let's say bishop c8, knight e5, bishop b7. Yeah, this is just not a nice position. Just really not. No. I again, maybe we're too optimistic here but I'm thinking he Magnus has it very much under control. This game, the type of game that he likes. Yeah.
Okay, we take a look at Woodward, I think, against
Yes.
Forest.
That we had a lot of things happening there. Rook g5. Yeah, he took on g5. After a long think, knight takes g5. Now e takes d4. He felt it's the right moment to open the center. Knight h5.
Threatening the knight.
Threatening the knight. Knight was protected. We should probably briefly discuss this, because this is a pawn. So why didn't black play that? Perhaps just bishop e3 back?
Yeah, queen back.
Perhaps you just start attacking this one. Queen, where should we go? E7 maybe? And just queen d2 maybe? And then castles. Yeah, this looks fine for white, huh?
Yeah, we're not in time to defend.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think this is quite okay. So he played knight e5 instead. And that prevents white's most natural move, queen d2, followed by long castle, because the bishop takes g5 and a check. on f3. That's why white played bishop e3, and after knight g4, this is the current position. Knight g4 was blitzed out by Erwin instantly.
This should mean that it was a good move, or not?
He is extremely impulsive.
Okay.
And it's both a strength and a weakness. When he's at his best, he can play these type of games where he's barely thinking and everything hits the. And when he's at his worst, it can mean that he does the most horrendous things. It's very often, I think, with people that the main strength is also their
the
weakness. I think that, for example, a top player that comes to mind is Nepomniachtchi, for example. I think when he's at his best, he's playing super fast, super strong. He puts enormous pressure on the opponent in that way, and it looks brilliant. And when he's not at his best, everybody's thinking, why don't you think a bit? You know, making one blunder after another.
Yes.
But yeah, you cannot change a person. It's so the biggest strength is very often also a weakness.
So white played queen f3, I can see.
White played queen f3.
Yep.
Because I was already struggling to find a move, in fact, because if you move the bishop, then maybe queen b6 already becomes, I don't know, but it looks, so queen f3. Well, that's a very understandable move. Clear intentions. Yeah, what is he doing after queen f3?
He can, of course, go back with the knight, but then queen e2, and it's no problem.
Yeah, I mean, knight e5. But if queen e2, then there is maybe bishop g4.
Yeah.
Because after f3, black can take on g5, right?
Can he take with the bishop?
f6 in this position.
After queen f3.
Yeah, I just wanted to briefly point this out, that queen e2, bishop g4 is probably not something white can do, right? So technically speaking, they could repeat here. I mean, this is a potential repetition, which of course we're not hoping for. Yeah, f6 is of course a very critical move. Very critical move. So what has he planned on f6?
Can I play bishops? No, bishop c4, then it's knight d5.
Yes, yeah, I was also looking at, yeah. Yeah, so just to point that out, with the bishop c4, there's no need to, we can just
maybe
knight e5
yeah.
and everything is hanging.
Yeah.
So what's the move after f6? I mean, you could drop back, of course, to h3, let's say. But it's, yeah, knight e5 and then queen g2 maybe. And then, yeah, maybe at some point the knight will come back, or maybe f4 becomes a thing. So of course also a bit soft with f6, f6 g6. Could this be his idea? If bishop g4, I think white can go bishop e2. So
f6, yeah.
f6 is on the board. All right. Okay, so we're gonna see. That's always nice when we'll just get the answer.
Yes.
Now we can just lean back, take a sip, and wait for the
correct move.
Ah, he's taking his time. That's. But if not for bishop h3, oh, sorry, if not for knight h3, it's not easy to.
No, the knight is hanging, so it's.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. Yeah, yeah. I think knight h3 is a bit of a must, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, knight h3 played. Knight h3 played. So this is the current position.
Yeah, take the bishop.
Yeah, take the bishop, queen takes. I mean, this would of course be beautiful for black if the pawn was on f7. And maybe it's still fine for or maybe even very fine for black, but I am annoyed about that pawn on f6. Queen b6 is very logical because of course every endgame here is brilliant. Queen h6 doesn't work, does it? Right, this would be very. I mean, if white is forced to take on b6, then it becomes one-way traffic. This endgame is just it's just horrendous, or at least that's how I would evaluate it.
I cannot play queen h6. You just take on.
We have a very strong audience here. Many good moves are after knight takes e3. I mean, I was of course recapturing with the queen immediately. Maybe this is an option. I mean, at least if it avoids a queen exchange, I would definitely prefer this over. And again, I mean, if the pawn were on f7, if the knight were on e5, this would be. But perhaps it's not that clear, because g6 is weak. And if white can castle next, maybe knight f4. In fact, it doesn't look so bad to me. I think this is what he's planning to do, yeah. To recapture with the pawn.
Playing bishop e6, maybe bishop f7, queen b6.
After f takes e3, bishop e6. Yes. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense, of course, to cover the weak square g6. Also, queen d7 can sometimes be a move. So let's see, if I do knight f4 here.
I wanted to play bishop f7.
Yeah, but I'm a bit afraid of the lights. Like,
Bishop
let's say
H.
take first, and then bishop h3. This bishop is monster now. Absolute monster now.
Why did you want to take? But why did you want to take first?
You wanted to go bishop h3 immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe there is some knight takes f4, f5 thing to try to complicate it. h4 hanging. I didn't feel like even thinking about it.
No.
So I thought that this is very very clean. Could still play f5 here, but probably after f5 this looks terrible, right? This king on e8. This king on e8 is an issue. Yeah, I think this is what he plans. He wants to take back with the pawn. So the current position is this one, where Jordan is taking his time. Yeah, very critical moment. So once again, knight e3, queen e3. This would be brilliant for black. This is his dream. But we're expecting then white to take with the pawn. And this looks very unclear to me. Maybe after bishop e6, knight f4, you could take it. He takes f4 and now do something like f5. Something along these lines. Or maybe queen d7. Yeah, queen d7. There is this move f5. I don't know if it's carry or not. E takes f5, queen h5 check. Yeah. Maybe it's just a check, and I shouldn't be.
But maybe there is one more check. You want?
Yeah, bishop f7 here, bishop f8, and maybe here.
Yeah, could also take on f6.
F6 was also hanging. Yeah, no, it's not. It's definitely not clear after f takes e3. I think, and it's surely going to happen if black takes on e3, which I'm not sure of at all. I mean, he could also easily start with something like bishop e6, or I think there are other moves as well here. It's just I don't think knight e5 will come. This line that we saw earlier, knight e5, queen g2, bishop g4. This doesn't look so great to me.
No.
With f4 coming and g6 being weak, king can come to c1. This doesn't look so clear to me. But
I want to take on e3 and then find a better move.
Here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Must be possible.
You are thinking black should be better, maybe, or
yeah, I can see the bishop on e7 is not so good, but still, these pawns.
Yeah, I'm just afraid of this g6 weakness, and the king. It's not really.
But so what was white going?
So white will probably just castle next, or do something like knight f4, and then try to get the bishop to h3.
So if I could exchange the queens, it should be good.
Yeah, queen's off, but I don't know how we.
I do it.
Queen d7.
Queen d7.
Queen d7. Aha. Queen d7.
But I don't like knight f2. And then bishop.
Yeah, but at least the knight is not going to f4 now. Queen g4 is a. Cannot avoid that, right? Yeah, because knight f2. Okay, it also threatens bishop h3, maybe. Yeah.
Which I don't like.
But I thought that bishop e6 was not at all bad. And then knight f4 takes and either queen d7 or f5. I think f5 is the safer one. h4 is hanging, two bishops. Yes, knight takes e3 is not forced. It's just yeah, it's strategically it's the most interesting move because it forces f takes e3 and then. But no, like we said, you can start with bishop e6. Perhaps there are also other moves. You can consider knight e5 back. There are definitely some options. But I think this is the critical line. I think because if you can now go queen d7 and castle, I would think that positionally speaking, that's good news for black. Yeah, let's keep an eye on this and maybe move on.
Yeah, what do we have? Yeah, the Grandelius game maybe.
Grandelius. What?
Maybe I don't know if you have already looked at this position. I'm not sure.
Wow. So we had this position.
Yeah.
And he decided to really take that pawn on a7. That's incredibly greedy. I mean, we were looking at these kind of things, but more from a perspective of let's see how we're going to give checkmate, right?
Yes.
Yeah. On the other hand, you remove an attacker, right? Because a5, a4 was a potential, and Arjun is up the queen side now. You could say.
Yeah. So what
Niels played queen e5 and c3.
So now you can take e4 with check.
Yes. With check. You mean?
No, sorry, not with check. I already see the mate with bishop.
You want to do something like this, maybe?
Yeah. And then something with bishop.
And then something along these lines, or maybe rook takes a7 first, and then bishop. Oh, but then rook takes d8.
There is some.
Well, but people get the idea.
Yes.
I think. Yeah, this is the current position.
Has not yet. He has not taken on e4.
Hasn't? No. Actually, this is the current position. Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
So how is the time situation?
35 minutes for Niels. And 45 for Arjun.
Yeah.
But I do understand. Yeah, you really want to spend your time here because, quite like it's up. The queen side is gone, so you have to show something for it. So you cannot really make moves by hand here. You really have to
be exact.
Be exact. Yeah.
Bishop d4 is now a threat.
That's what I was wondering. If it's how is I wanted to take sorry. Bishop h6. Yeah, I think then bishop e3 will come. Queen c5. Nice. I stylistic points for sure. Yeah. This is nice. It's what we call a cross pin.
Yes.
So the queen cannot be taken, and the bishop can also not be taken. But black does threaten to take the bishop on e3. It's just at the very least, it's pretty. Is it also good?
Yeah. I think we have to defend the bishop.
No, but I do really like it. It's because I do think that beautiful moves are often good. There is some harmony in chess. Do you believe in that?
No.
No. No, but I mean to say moves that feel good usually are. I mean, we are.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
Maybe I didn't say it in the correct way, but you don't know.
I always think that when I find
an ugly move, that it's
it could be good, but when I find a beautiful move, it never works.
No, but that's just pessimism. That's not
a problem always.
But before because a move has been made, but just to briefly, because it would be a pity to just cut this off without concluding anything.
I thought about rook d4, but then it's even more pins.
Yeah, rook d4, you just take that one. Yes,
there is a new pin.
Yeah,
On the c5.
Another pin.
Yeah.
And after bishop h6, that also doesn't quite work.
Well,
because the queen will be lost again. That is a beautiful idea. I think the most beautiful position we saw.
Yeah.
This far today.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, the stalemate of yesterday was prettier. I think.
Yeah.
But who knows? It's early. It's early still. But how do you play here?
I go back and try something else.
You mean bishop e3 will not be played?
Yes.
Yeah, that's. So this could be winning then. You say.
I
No, because I tried for. I was thinking of this one.
Mm.
But I think you just go rook d3,
Yeah.
and that's just the end. The bishop is just.
It's lost.
Yeah, very nice idea.
Mm.
Very nice idea. So after bishop h6, you're saying maybe just run.
Yeah.
But then, at the very least, you can take with check and take another one. I mean, very hard to evaluate, of course, such a position with passed pawns on
both sides. Yeah.
Yeah. But I would think black is okay, objectively.
Yeah.
I mean, sharp, but interesting. So this perhaps yeah.
We have to check it.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to yeah. Anyway, after c3,
he took with a queen.
On e4 with the queen.
So now we are threatening to win.
Yeah, this threatens to win
Mm.
in one move
Yeah.
with bishop h6, which yeah, it's also a very direct way of playing.
And of course, also g2 is hanging.
And I like the move at first sight. Looks very looks very good.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe we are going to see this type of endgame, or this type of position where both sides have running pawns and yeah, this game does not disappoint so far.
So we have to play bishop e3 or what?
Yes, let's make it.
We have to defend.
But I would I think I think bishop d5 maybe. I really like Niels' position here. I mean, it feels like this one is less safe than the king on g8.
You have to take the bishop, I think.
Yeah, and then rook takes. But now a2 is hanging. This looks very dangerous.
And if I play a3, you're no.
And then some sacrifice will come. Wait, that wasn't a3. Yeah, suddenly okay, you saw automatically rook e1 came. They just played in the game, but in a slightly different position.
Yes.
Yeah, here something should give,
happen,
right? Yeah. It is always the most difficult part when you know it has to be mate, but then you have to find the mate. Bishop c3, bc, rook b8. Is that simple and strong?
Bishop b6.
Ah, blockading, yeah. Blockading the b file because yeah, there's no other way. Like rook b5 is queen b1, and then rook b2 on the next move is checkmate. So bishop b6, but I'm not buying this.
No.
Rook b5 is a move. Rook b5. I like rook b5. Double attack here and I think this shouldn't work.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah, this is just an example of
Yeah.
how an attack might develop. We have moves, so let's queen takes e4, rook takes d8, rook takes d8, and rook e1 is the last move that has been played.
Yeah, it must be possible to play bishop e3 when the check comes.
Yes, so he covers the e3 square, so that after bishop h6, yeah, he covers it both with queen and rook. And yeah, unfortunately, queen c5 is not allowed here.
No.
So let's see. Are we just expecting queen g2 to happen?
Yeah, what do we think about this ending? Take a look.
So queen g2, you just want to take it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea how to assess it. But it's going to sound very stupid. But I think these things will both start running and then it will be draw in the end. You know what I mean? Like, it's always very sharp.
Yeah.
And then in the end, black gives a piece for the passed pawns on this side, white gives a piece for the passed pawns there, and then...
Yeah.
I think that's what it objectively... But of course, the way to all of that is very complicated and difficult, and...
How do you do it?
Yeah. Do you start with a4?
Yeah.
Just push it. But yeah, again, I mean, it's impossible to analyze. We can just I mean, we can look at one line just to. But let's say I go h5, a5, g5. Let's say hg, h4. So this h pawn also starts running. I don't know what this is. No idea. H pawn looks scary to me.
Yeah. g6 attacking.
G6. Ah, yes.
I have to get my bishop working.
So let's say h3.
Take an f7.
Yeah, I'm just giving all the pawns away. Where do I go? I don't want to go here because you'll take it with check.
Yeah, I thought maybe I can take.
Maybe I already gave it away or not. But let's try. King h7 maybe. I just want to try to promote the pawn. I mean, this is completely non-forced, obviously.
Yeah.
Completely not forced. But it does give a bit of an idea of just how sharp this is.
Bishop g1.
And can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, and bishop. Yeah, that is always very disappointing when you're thinking now I'm gonna, and then such a move prevents everything.
Yes, and now I'm gonna take.
And white wins.
Yes, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, this kind of thing can get very sharp. And Niels is thinking after rook e1. This is the current position.
Yeah.
And he could also keep the queens on. I don't think that's out of the question. No. Something along the lines of queen c6, queen d3, rook d1 is not. Actually that works. Yeah, because there's bishop h6 again. So queen d3, you could move the queen. You could go to g4 as well. So there are some moves here. Because of course after queen g2 you do give up a lot of dynamic potential against the king on Suwon. It's definitely not going to be checkmate anymore without queens. So difficult decision. What else do we have? Maybe
Carlsen again.
Carlsen, eh? Yeah, I think so too. Because we do have some moves. After bishop d3, that very interesting moment we talked about. Nordibek took on d3, queen d3, e6, rook ac1, rook c8, knight e2, queen b6, knight e5, queen b7, and f3. And I think we just got the move b4 in.
So now finally he's trying to.
He's gonna reroute his knight from a3, or at least he's giving it a route. I don't know if he wants to remove it immediately, but Yeah, I think he's done quite well of the Satorov, right? To I mean, you'll have to show something with white now, because if you play it too slow, then probably all the rooks get exchanged. The knight gets back in the game. The bishop is already more or less back in the game after e6 was played. So this is an important moment, I think. Like how can you keep some pressure?
Can I try bishop g5? Just try something.
Bishop g5. So let's say knight d7.
I was actually hoping I could take a pawn on a6.
Oh, yeah, I did blunder that.
Yeah, but
I did blunder that, and yeah, that's probably
I'm
getting
not sure.
lucky with knight b5. Yeah, this was not the plan, but the queen is a bit trapped. So rook a8 becomes a thing.
Yeah, probably have to take.
Probably have to take and go rook c1, or
yeah.
Yeah, still don't think I would do this with black to give a pawn just like that. So let's see. Bishop g5 you played. So maybe bishop e7, the more calm response. And I guess, yeah, next you want to bring the knight back, and then prepare maybe some exchanges.
Okay, so I try knight f4.
Knight f4. Do you have?
You have some double.
You have some ideas, huh?
Some double piece sacrifice on g6.
Okay.
I don't believe.
Okay, I'm gonna let it happen.
I was afraid you would.
Here. You gonna take with this one, or?
I will take, and I will in 1 minute go back and try something else. But I would like to try.
Take it twice, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, let's just first show that this is probably dangerous, huh? At the very least, dangerous.
Yeah.
Here it's in fact mate already. And in case of king h8, bishop f6 also looks just dangerous. Well, in fact, it's already not so convincing. We could maybe include rook takes c8 first.
Yes.
That's probably more precise.
To get the e6 pawn hanging.
Yeah, and then after queen c8, there at the very least there's a perpetual, but there should be more, right? Maybe. Well, not that clear if there's more, but I was thinking maybe f4, rook f3. But after f4, maybe you're in time to bring the knight over and cover the square on g3, just in time to. But I think taking on g6 is not forced, right?
No, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe here black could do something along the lines of maybe knight c, maybe take once and go knight c3, something like this.
Yeah.
In fact, knight e7.
Take with queen.
And some e4 move. This looks scary suddenly. I mean, I don't really trust this sacrifice, but it gives some practical chances always, this kind of thing. You always have to take care. Like here, DE, FE, knight E4, rook F1. This pin is a little bit Scary.
Mm.
Okay, what did we do? Knight f4, knight b5, knight g6, hg, knight g6. I'm not really buying it in general.
No, I don't think it was just a try.
Yeah. So let's say we take. I do like that, and maybe this one.
Mm.
Because now I think we want to take and then bring the queen over. It looks already a bit more to the point, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, should we return a bit, or you want to?
I don't know what to do. So.
Sorry. Yeah, they have some.
Yeah.
We have some updates actually. So after b4, queen d2 was played, right?
Yeah.
And knight to b5. Yeah, I think Noribek either has solved his issues or is close to solving it completely. I don't think this is much anymore.
Soon the rooks will come off.
Yeah, and it's a bit unclear to me where it. I mean, we did like his positions sort of all the way, but maybe it just wasn't. Yeah, it would be interesting to know, but if it was real or not. It felt nice, but I'm pretty sure that this is no longer. Black is ready to just exchange everything on the c file. The knight is no longer an issue. It's actually quite fine on b5. Bishop was fine on f8. Black has no bad pieces anymore. I would say it's around equal.
Yeah, agree.
Around equal at this point. But we keep an eye on it, of course, because it is our game of the day.
Yeah. We take a look at Su against Adogmus.
Yes. Aha. So this
happened.
e5 happened, but not after castle. Rook g1 and now e5.
Mm-hmm.
Knight f5 takes and queen e7. a3 and a5.
Yeah, so what is white going to do with the king? Cannot make long
Yeah,
castling.
I don't conceptually I don't really like this for white.
No.
I don't think there's any real attack. And yeah, king on e1 is just like one of the issues is let's say you go queen c2, you can never a3 will be dropping, but without getting the if you don't get the king away from e1, this attack is it's nice the g file, but it's not more than that. You're not really delivering checkmate with the rook, and the bishop is still locked up, you could say. So I'm a bit struggling to.
Yeah. They're playing rather slow, both players. I think.
Yes, they have 27, 28 minutes after 15 moves. So that's definitely good. But how would you continue here? It's not easy.
Yeah, I don't know.
Struggling to find a plan.
Black is.
I think black is just much better.
Yes.
I just. I mean, maybe you can do something like here, and then here, and then try to switch to the. Because my point is that after e4, I assume you always have this tactic of knight takes e4 and then rook takes g7 and moves like that. But yeah, to say that I'm a fan is exaggeration. Maybe knight c5 or something.
Yeah, going for the d3.
Knight c5, king e2.
Like,
No, yeah, but this is this
No.
may be the kind of thing that's
could save her. Yes.
yeah.
So have to take it.
And then here, and maybe want to do something. Doesn't work. Okay, just queen takes then. Yeah, but even here, even after such a move,
bishop b5.
just very solid. Hard to believe it's going to be made.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not really believing it, right?
No.
That's the and she has played queen c2. In fact, she's played queen c2.
Yeah. Okay, we take a look at Woodward against Fun Forest.
Okay.
Because they have made a lot of moves.
So he's taken on e3.
Yeah.
As we thought. Fe, because queen e3 there was queen b6.
Yeah.
Bishop e6. Yeah, knight f4, knight f4, e takes f4. But here he made a move we didn't. We were thinking that either f5 or queen d7. That was. But he played queen a5 instead. Which is of course very normal. It's just a move we didn't consider, but very normal. And the castled queenside. And he celebrated his 16th birthday yesterday, right?
Yes.
With a good save against Abdusattorov.
Yeah.
What do we make of this position? I think it's a bit balanced, maybe.
Yeah. Do we want to play bishop h3
Yeah.
if we got a chance?
Yeah, I guess.
But now it's black's to move.
Oh, sorry, I wanted to draw an arrow, which I didn't manage.
Okay.
Use the wrong part of the mouse.
Yeah.
So let's say, I think one of the issues is that, for instance, here, you would like to keep the bishop pair as black. So a move like f5, I think, if it works, would be nice. But I think you have h5 here, if I'm not mistaken. Breaking up the pawns. This is an annoying move. Because after gh, you just play queen takes h5. Because of all these pins, which we know from earlier.
Yes.
These pins can be very annoying. So this is probably good for black, or for white, rather. So yeah, if you cannot play f5, that means you will have to exchange, and yeah, that's here black definitely isn't better.
No.
So it will be a question if Van Foreys can manage to somehow keep the bishop pair and keep some
he played
chances.
Queen h5. This is
He played queen h5. Okay.
This is the way to do it. To save the bishop.
Yes, that's his way to save the bishop. Now, I am wondering what happens if you. Okay, let's first see if you take it.
Yes.
Just and try to attack that pawn. Let's say with
bishop e2.
Bishop e2. Yeah, I was also thinking maybe f5 and knight e2. So, for example, here, and here. But then I think it's very strong to go bishop f8. If white would get knight f4 and bishop e2, then perhaps. But bishop f8 I think is nice. And this could very well be extremely good for black already. Once you get king e7, bishop h6, rook g8, it could suddenly be winning already, I think, with those bishops. So yeah, maybe bishop e2 is better, but here too, bishop f7. I think he has some chances in this endgame. I mean, if someone's on the good side, it must be black here, I guess. I don't know if taking is forced.
But can I, if I just go on, I take?
In this position, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rook G1.
Rook G1. I think Bishop F8. Yeah, I constantly want this Bishop F8, King E7, Bishop H6, H6 thing. Maybe Bishop F3, Knight E2, but it's not really playing for.
If I could bring my knight to E3 and F5, would that be good?
How to do it? You mean earlier or?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Maybe not.
Because knight, Bishop H6.
Yeah, I have to defend my pawn.
Aha, and now after King E7, there would be Knight E3 and Knight F5 would be annoying. So maybe I'll have to go to D7.
I can with the knight.
Yeah, and then Rook G8. I still think black is the one. I mean, we can go Knight F5, and that probably forces Bishop F8, but then.
But yeah, then what?
Yeah, bishops are quite good. D5 at some point.
And you have the G file.
Yeah, and the G file. Yeah.
Have to do it in a better way.
A critical moment after Queen H5. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps the queens on with a move like Queen F2, because it also prevents castling and maybe prepares Bishop E2. Of course, you have to reckon with F5 now because H4 but perhaps this works. I don't know. E takes F5, position opens up, but this could be something he's thinking about, Andy. Or of course, something like Bishop E2 here. Also definitely over, I think. But again, I don't think that in the end games, black has much to fear. I think only black can be better in this type of end games with those bishops. Yeah, so I think we believe that Van Forees is having a comfortable game.
We take a look at Niels.
The dragon.
Yeah.
Niels the dragon. He's taken on G2. So we left it off here. Queen G2. So definitely no checkmates happening. Queen G2, Bishop G2, A4. And this is what we tried even, right? I think we went H5 here and I lost it in a couple of moves,
yes.
I think. Niels playing much better. Rook A8. Bishop B6. Bishop C6. A5, Bishop F6. Aha. Yeah, it's just picking up the pawn instead of giving it away as I did. And yeah, you cannot really protect the pawn on H4. I mean, there's a funny move, Bishop takes E6, but black is not at all forced to recapture.
Pinned.
Yeah, there are many ways. Probably Bishop H4, Rook E8. But I'm just I mean, this is the idea to attack both bishops. But at the very least, Rook E8 is good here. So that doesn't work. So instead, Arjun plays H5, and Niels has taken that pawn. And at first sight, that might look a bit ugly, but that H pawn is really. I mean, we saw that yesterday in Magnus's game.
Yeah.
It was in a reversal. Magnus had that very strong A pawn against Niels actually.
Yeah.
And here we see that it's very hard with the bishop on the long diagonal and a running H pawn. It's very hard to stop this combination of forces. It's very hard for white to stop that pawn. So we have a move, Bishop C2, but I just wanted to say that in general, I think Niels is doing good things, and I believe Arjun is intending to trade that strong bishop. So after, for instance, h4, I think he wants to go bishop e4, rook e4, and yeah, without the bishop, the h pawn is less strong. It doesn't run as easily, I would think. Having said that, h3, how do we play? Because I thought we pick it up with rook e3 and rook h3, but it really doesn't quite work.
Give a check and then
maybe a check, but yeah, the bishop will come to, so it's still alive. So it's very much alive. I guess here it's already winning the position. Yeah, how does this actually? So bishop c2, h4. So bishop c2, this is the current position, just for the record. With Niels in yes, 13 minutes against 42 for Arjun. 13 moves to make. Yeah, that's a pity in a way. You would have liked him to have him a bit more time. But at the same time, I mean, it could be a relatively straightforward calculation. Let's see, h4. Yeah, given the fact that h3, h2 is coming, I really think bishop e4. I think that's the. I mean, why else to go bishop c2? That's so h4 is what he clearly wants to go bishop e4. And now we're wondering about taking and h3. So how to stop this h pawn? Because I mean, would this king be on c2, for example? It's just that small detail, which is very disturbing for white. I mean, something like this, then check, bishop f4, and pawn goes.
This is no good at all.
No. So
Check, king h8.
rook g4 check, king h8.
Bishop d4.
Bishop g4. Yeah, but then of course the a5 pawn is it's possible. This is
Rook h4.
yes, no, this is definitely a possibility, but it does mean that let's say after taking, I guess rook takes d4, the a5 pawn drops, which is it's not the end of the game, but I do think that this should be good for black. Maybe just f5 or yeah. Oh, you could even keep the pawn for now. True. You could even keep the pawn. That's a good point. In fact, yeah, this could well be bad. Just.
But maybe white can start pushing.
Yes, but after b4 there's h2, right? Or not? Or that doesn't work. No, that doesn't work. h2. I wanted to do the classic rook trick, but king b2, and now it starts running. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, again, this is complicated, of course.
Yeah,
it's all very complicated. It needs a lot of calculation. Needs a lot of. But in general, it feels like Niels is not on the bad side of this race. It feels like he's definitely not on the bad side here. This is the current position still. I would like him to speed up a little bit.
Yes.
I mean, we are of course objective here, but I'm getting a bit intoxicated by the home crowd.
Yes.
Give a check with the bishop.
Give a check first. And then go h4, or?
He did.
Oh, he did that. Aha, interesting. He played bishop g5 first. Aha. And he did that because king to b1, and if h4 now, bishop e4 takes h3. Let's just try to do the same thing. Is this a better version of things? Or is it just similar? Or yeah, it looks at first sight looks like a better version, right?
Mhm. So how did we do? We played.
Well, we were also struggling in the other line,
Yeah.
but yeah, Neil's trying to be super precise. Yeah, king b1, of course, it's only move, so that's on the board already.
I was not so sure about this ending with the 2 pawns against, let's say, 3 or
Yes.
4.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if I run quicker,
Yeah.
we don't need 4, we only need 2.
Yeah, so bishop g5, king b1. We're expecting h4. Yeah, h4 is on the board.
I'll try this bishop e4 again.
I think, is there an alternative to this? Oh, maybe there is.
B4.
Oh, maybe there is. Which
E4.
an alternative which there wasn't before when the bishop was on f6. Before h3 and bishop c7 just stops the pawn. And now you have 3 very big guys here as well.
Bishop d2 is always met with a check, I guess.
Yes, sorry, yeah, it was just I just wanted to get the to see the players.
Yeah.
Yeah, bishop d2, I guess we give it a check.
And then king up.
And the king up, and these pawns start to... So wait a second, if we just go back for 1 second to this position. Here there was not this option. It could be that bishop g5 is not... I mean, we shouldn't jump to conclusions, but if b4 is played here, then I'm pretty sure that he will regret
to giving
that he gave that check.
Yeah.
Because in the same line that we just had, after h4, bishop e4, sorry, after h4, yeah, here, yeah, it's just not a move because c3 is hanging directly. So h4 and yeah, of course, Arjun, he has 40 minutes, so he may as well spend a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a bit afraid of this position after b4, given the fact he has 10 minutes, and that it might also be a sudden shift in being on the defensive from a position which looked like, I mean, unless we're terribly mistaken, this looked pleasant for him.
I want to check the variation again with bishop e4.
Yeah, so here.
Yeah.
Okay, just for the record, he could give a check here then, and also avoid this b4 thing. Of course, you could go to c2 then, but I don't think it's a giant. So here, h3.
So what did we do when we dropped our a pawn?
Yeah, let's see the line. We did rook e2, I think. No, sorry, we did rook g4, king h8, and bishop d4.
Yeah.
But wait a second. Here e5 is already winning, I think, because h2 is also there. So this doesn't even. No, we were taking on d4 just to illustrate that perhaps the rook endgame is also winning. But here it's already. This is already winning. We're not saying that the position is winning in general, but I think here he's on the good side. That was the... Oh, bishop e4 played. Okay. Sigh of relief. Bishop e4 played. I guess taking is...
Have to take.
Take and h3. Yeah, so now we are assuming that white doesn't have the time to get that construction on the queen side, but still very sharp. I would still be reluctant to make big statements. Yeah, the exchange has happened, so this is the current position.
And
h3 as well. Yeah, h3 is a must. Yeah, I would expect Arjun at some point to, because he's 40 minutes and it's a very critical position. I mean, he could really spend some time at this point. Aha, is there maybe an idea to just block it on E1, just to play, let's say king c. Nah, that's very okay. Just to illustrate, h2, rook e1, and then to try and, so let's say bishop f4, maybe b4. Whew.
This looks very dangerous for black, I think. We have stopped the pawn.
Yeah, this looks dangerous. Yeah. It's an idea that we missed. Probably a rather essential idea. Yes, this might. I'm being thrown back and forth here. One moment I think Niels is doing fine, and the next, now I start to believe that white is doing great.
Okay, we take a look at
complicated.
Carlsen against Abdusattorov.
Okay, yeah, let's do a brief update here. Knight b5, knight d3, knight d7. That works because after knight takes b4, there is knight takes d4, I assume. And then both bishop and queen attack the knight. So this seems to be working tactically. Magnus took on c8, played rook c1, a5 was played, king f2 and f6. And I think we can just say that black equalized. That's what I would. We have a few more moves actually. g4, bishop e7, h4 and rook c6.
And h4.
Sorry.
It's already.
It's there. Yeah, h4 is there. Yeah. Some hopes still for white, or
you want to,
for instance,
enter with the bishop and take the a5 pawn in the end.
Yeah, we remove all the pieces and then we win the bishop endgame.
Yes.
Bishop c7. No, I was just wondering about this move. Because I think I'll just make a very horrible move now, f5. I think, what I think is a very, this could be, moves like h5, king is weak. Maybe you start to switch. This could be something. You also don't really want to take, I guess, because also very very dangerous. So this at least this poses some questions. Maybe just ignore it. Maybe just play queen c8.
That must have been the reason for rook c6.
Yeah.
The queen behind.
Yeah, I would also think so. And then the question becomes, do you really want to take on f6? Is that really a big achievement? Hard to say, or even knight takes f6 maybe. But yeah, I wouldn't call it just yet. I think Noribek has done great things, but I still think, if someone can do it, Magnus can make something of it. He's capable of squeezing these small things. And I assume it would have to be something with g5, but yeah, otherwise it's not an extremely exciting position, I would say. But there's definitely play left here.
So where do you want to go? Let's say
we have a move in the Niels game, I see.
Yeah.
Should we briefly, because that is a really interesting game. King c2 was played. Okay. King c2 was played. Yeah, so I guess he wants to he of course wants to push before and get the pawns rolling, but I assume he wanted to avoid this kind of thing when they start falling. So King c2 prevents that. It does mean that bishop g5 check. It's a real tempo, huh? No. And now after h2, rook e1. Very complicated.
Can we start running with one more pawn?
Which one?
Which, f5 maybe.
f5, yeah?
Not sure.
So if b4?
Guess I have, okay, if I play f4, you play rook h1.
Yeah, the problem is that this will start dropping. And then these ones are far stronger than the kingside pawns, I think.
Okay, so we have to play e5.
e5.
We have some pawns.
Yes. Yeah,
we have
better
to
use them.
Yes.
What a complicated position. Okay, b5. Just keep running. Yeah, both sides have rather simple plans, I think.
Yes. Queen a pawn.
Yes,
Quick.
queen. So, should we just run?
Yeah.
Let's run and see what happens. f4. What's the way to go here? A7?
You could pick up the h2 pawn if you want.
Ah, that could have, yeah. Well, I wanted to finish it in style.
Okay.
Something like this, and then here, and then queen.
Okay, bishop f4.
Yeah, that's how you lose in style.
Yes, exactly. Well, as soon as you try to play a beautiful move, it never works.
Never works.
Yes.
Yeah, that was your point earlier.
Yes.
I should. You are more experienced.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a very sad way to end things. Yeah, so you just. But that means that your move rook h1 is of course much better. Just pick up this dangerous pawn. But even here, I mean, e3, rook h2, f3. Yeah. Good luck to the players.
Yes.
Yeah. This is what we have.
Yeah.
h2 on the board. And rook e1, obviously forced. So you think he should just push with the f and e pawns now?
Yeah, what else? If we don't try, I think we'd have to do it quick. f5. Maybe.
Maybe bishop f4. Just maybe take a small breaking break. Because
we take a small break and we will soon be back.
Sorry.
So we are back. You have found your breath.
I found some fluids to soothe for now, so that's good. Yeah, because of course we didn't want to go on a break in this position. I mean, this is it's approaching the absolute boiling point here. So he didn't go for your plan with f5 and e5,
but maybe he's coming with e5 later on.
Yes, yes, it's definitely not out of the question just yet. So do we expect b4 here, or?
Looks normal at least.
Yes. He has played it. He's played b4. And an instant reply from Niels. Which may have something to do with the fact that he has 4 minutes and he needs to speed up.
Yes. How many moves have they made?
33. This was the 33rd move by Niels.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a crazy complicated game.
Yeah.
You could analyze this for weeks and still draw the wrong conclusions, I think.
But is it a position that we can maybe play the moves without knowing if it's good or bad? We know that we have to run with the pawns, but we don't know how the game will finish.
But when to push which pawn and for instance, this move, bishop to f4, is that a decisive loss of tempo?
Yes.
Or is it actually very smart to start with that move? It's these kind of questions are almost impossible to answer without delving into this position. You know, in almost a
defend the pawn.
Yeah, bishop f4. So the purpose of this move, I guess, is to defend it. Sometimes maybe he wants to post on g3 to also support the next pawns, and perhaps he also plays with ideas of stopping the queenside pawns. That's just generally what I could, on the top of my head, could imagine the point being. And yeah, Arjun has 35 minutes. He's been playing very fast, so that's.
Maybe he doesn't leave the f pawn. I mean, e5, e4, e3, and then bishop.
Yes, that's also possible. That he, so as pointed out, just for the viewers at home, it's pointed out here that e4, e3, bishop g3, and then e2. Maybe you don't even need the f pawn. That's definitely also an argument. Definitely also an argument. So let's say you go b5, e4, a6. We made these moves before. You go e3. And I go, just for argument's sake, I go a7, you go bishop g3. I go rook h1, I guess. You go e2. This looks good.
Yes.
I mean, at least in this line, it's true that you don't need the f-pawn.
So the king should be involved, probably. Yeah, king d3 should be.
Yes. So after e3, maybe this is the moment to bring in the king.
Yeah.
E2. Oh. Ah. Nice. Nice. This works.
We only have to be a little bit more exact.
Yeah, so we have to be a bit more precise about it. I was thinking king d3, end of the line, but and again, it's very possible that already in this position, white has to make a different move than b5. But of course, we're just trying to get a sense of what it's all about. b5, e4, a6, e3. And if king d3, just e2. Yeah, it's... Okay, one more try. King d3, e2. Can I go rook h1? Threatening to take the pawn on e2. Yeah, rook e8 is a must, I think. And now bishop f2.
Yeah.
Now I want to just march. And is there a way to make progress with black here? because white has a very clear plan.
Mm.
E1 queen cannot be taken with the rook, because
Take
that would once again promote the pawn, but bishop takes. Yeah, but now, unless I'm missing something, this is not gonna, because this pawn is not promoting. I mean, bishop g1 would be very strong.
Yes.
But the arbiter would step in. I know Arno, he would step in.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, very hard to draw conclusions, but it looks like this line, rook h1, rook e8, bishop f2, white is suddenly doing well. But just one update in this line could suddenly change it, turn the tables, and make it winning for black. So I'm definitely not at all confident about what I'm preaching here.
And rook e8 before e2.
Rook e8 at this point. Yeah, then maybe king e2, just to block it. And then, yeah, if bishop g3, rook h1, bishop can always go to d4, and then they start rolling again. Yeah, this looks winning, I think. Yeah, once those pawns get blockaded, it looks lost.
So we needed the f pawn also. I didn't like bishop f4.
Me neither. No.
Should have run with the pawns quickly.
No, I'm in general a bit worried about Niels' position. The pawns aren't really promoting. No. I'm afraid. And one thing is for sure, these ones they will promote if given the chance. They cannot really be stopped in the long run. I mean, b5, a6, a7. That's just going to happen. They're connected, and they will just keep. But these ones, especially, of course, the one on h can just be blockaded, and the e pawn alone, I'd be surprised if it's enough to. Should we quickly make a little tour? Because I think many moves in the game of it's finished already. It's finished already. So that went lightning fast suddenly. Let me just very quickly. So they went for the end game. Perhaps slightly better for black, but maybe not enough to really press.
Well, you can just take.
Yeah, opposite color bishops. Yeah, black pushing, but not really. Yeah, it's not. It's not enough simply to win the game. So that's pretty normal result. Normal result. I mean, comfortable game for Jordan, but perhaps not more than that. Just a very comfortable game, but not. All right, so it's good that we we saw that. Erdogmus against. Oh, this is also very interesting.
Will also be time trouble.
We saw it. Bishop f3.
Yeah.
We left it off at this point.
Yeah.
Knight c5 and e4 was played. Yeah, because we have a lot of moves, maybe we should just, I mean, many interesting moments probably, but we should maybe just go to the current position. Taking rook a8, bishop e2, king h7, rook g3, and now g6. Yeah, to me, it still looks great for black.
Yes.
I still very much like black's position.
And still, the white king is still in the center.
Yeah, you could castle, but I think you just move the knight, and then this is a very awkward threat. Maybe you just even go knight d7 or something. Such an awkward thing. Or maybe b5. It's also a very interesting move, just to open up the position. Yeah, I think we're still liking black's position here.
Okay,
I do want to go back to Niels's game because it's so excited, but maybe we can briefly see.
Carlsen Abdusattorov,
which indeed, Carlsen went for g5.
Yeah.
Queen c8 was played. They exchanged on c6, took on f6. And bishop g5, queen c7, king g2, knight d6, current position. He's still doing Magnus things. Still trying, you know.
Yeah, and in a rapid game, he would be very dangerous in a position like this.
Oh yeah, yeah. I would be scared with any time control.
Yes,
to be honest. But yeah, he has 10 minutes, 45 seconds. I'm not sure that plays a giant role with 6 more moves to make. He has some squares now, right? He has the e5 squares. I mean, he's not going to jump there anytime soon, but it is a bit ugly, I would say, Black's structure. While, of course, with the pawn on f3 prevents the knight from jumping, the pawn on b3. So Black doesn't have those squares, except for the f5 square. That's actually could turn out to be a pretty useful square, because it attacks the knight landing there, attacks e3 and h4. I still think it's fairly balanced, but I would take white if I to play this position.
Yes.
How about Niels?
Yeah, they are following.
They have our line.
Yeah.
They have our line simply, and then we. Do you think we'll also see e2 rook h1?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but this is.
I think this
is bad news for the local fans.
Yeah. It's not going well for Niels this tournament.
I just don't see this. I don't see. Just don't see a way to continue. E2 rook h1 we said, right?
Rook e8 we tried.
Yeah, rook e8 we tried, which is the most obvious one, and then bishop f2.
And then we have
it's blocked.
Yes.
And pawns, start marching. And yeah. This is the moment where we would really like some input from the audience.
It looks lost.
It looks really lost, yeah. And once again, very hard to say where it went wrong. I assume somewhere around these parts. Maybe this move bishop f4, or also there was this moment of bishop g5 check, which was very but yeah, I'm fairly sure this is bad news.
Yeah, now the clock is ticking also.
Yeah.
And there he sits.
He has 1 minute 50.
But maybe it doesn't matter.
It doesn't really.
There is no move.
There is either a solution or there isn't, and it's of course very possible from afar to miss this. I mean, imagine this is the position, and you start calculating h3, king c2, h2, rook e1, bishop f4, b4, e5. I mean, it looks from afar. We were also briefly very excited about this idea of pushing the e-pawn, and then you end up in this position, and only here you see this idea of rook h1. It's on the board. Yeah, you see this idea of rook h1 and bishop f2 appearing, and suddenly you realize, it's just lost. It's very. I mean, it's not like he blundered it at this moment.
No.
It was way before when he went for this position that the mistake was made. The rook h1 on the board. Yeah, it's completely lost. It's completely lost. Yeah, Arjun is of course one to take his chances when he and he's playing faster. I mean, he's about to reach move 40 with half an hour on the clock. That's that puts a lot of pressure as well.
Yeah, and rook e8 was played.
Yeah, and bishop f2
will come.
It's an only move. He'll make it. I mean, unless there's even a better one, but I think bishop f2 is. Yeah, there it goes. This may well be the final position, in fact, that we're seeing now.
Yeah.
Because there's just no move. I mean, you could queen just for, you know, just to also there's I mean, rook takes e1. There is a very small chance that blunder is made. But in that case, after e1, a queen, if white takes with the bishop, then the game is just over.
I don't think it will be played. I think it will.
You think this is the final position?
Yeah,
that's very possible.
Yeah,
it's very possible. Yeah, very rough start for Niels. Today, I think he really had his position.
Yeah,
I was really confident for him. I think he played well also most of the game. But it somehow got out of hand.
Yeah, too slow. You could say also you reach this.
On the other hand, it's move 38, and he has now he's really in time trouble.
Yeah.
But it's move 38. He's about to reach move 4. I don't think it's.
But when he entered the end game, I think he had a little bit more than 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's for Arjun, this is his first win, I believe, this tournament.
Yep.
After 2 draws.
Yeah.
So depending on the other results, I mean, Andy made a draw with Jordan, so he's also on 2. If Carlsen and Abzatorov draw their game as well, which is possible, it's not a given, but it's possible. Then we have 4 leaders after today.
Bishop c7 there.
Bishop c7 played. We have a move. That's yeah. That's very nice because after b6, there's bishop takes b6, and after bishop takes b6, we have our pawns queening again. So that's. I expect a7. I expect a7 here, because then after bishop b6, bishop takes b6, queen, rook takes e1, rook takes e1. White is first.
Check.
King g7, and this is it's close, but it's just not. It's not happening, I guess.
No.
Or a queen g2. Actually, I don't know. I don't know why I made that check.
Yeah.
Queen g2 is a bit more to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Arjun taking his time a bit, and I do think a7 will come. Yeah, it's on the board. King g7. Yeah, because now after, let's say, b6, bishop b6, bishop b6, e1 queen, rook e1, rook e1, a8 is no longer check. So I like this suggestion, king g7, because now after h1, well, I guess this is definitely not what he's going for. So king g7 played. So what's the cleanest way to do this? It's good. It's he's finding still some resources.
What if I play?
Because I really thought it was resignable already, but bishop 7, king g7.
c4 I tried.
He is reaching out for a move. Yep, c4.
Yeah,
c4. So if bishop b6,
I was thinking I could play maybe a8.
Oh, a8. Ugh.
And then take the bishop.
Yeah, that's yeah, it's hard to argue with that. Yeah. Yeah, so he's just marching all of his pawns now. They're all joining.
Is there a8 queen, e1 queen?
Let's see. Bishop b6, a8 queen, e1 queen. But check on g2. Yeah. Would it worry? Otherwise, it would maybe even. You could also play maybe rook takes e. Yeah. Because you still have the bishop hangs in all the.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so c4. It's move 40, by the way. And yeah, Niels just made move 40 with the move bishop b6, I believe. He made it with 4 seconds, so he just he gets half an hour, gets himself some refreshment, and Yeah, we expect that Arjun will
convert
this. Where should we be going? Should we
take Magnus?
Magnus, yeah. Because maybe we should dive into that game a little bit, because we kind of left it a little bit because we were thinking not much was happening, but it's maybe more interesting than we anticipated. Because white does have these nice squares. I'm also looking now at ideas of knight f2, knight g4, maybe to pressure a bit on the. It would be really nice for white to induce this capture. That would be really very beautiful, structurally speaking. But of course, Nordicbeck is not going to allow that normally. 8 minutes against 15.
How many moves?
Queen e2 was move 36. So 4 more to make.
Yeah.
Before move 40. And then, of course, players get half an hour extra. Yeah, Magnus, he did keep the game alive, it looks like.
Can I play a move like h5, or is it very...
h5, huh?
Am I threatening to take on g5 after this?
But isn't it... I mean, I'm afraid that it becomes a bit with... After, let's say, knight f4, maybe? So let's say bishop g5, hg. Such things. But queen d8 is also there. Attacking here. But then this queen a6 also. Attacking here. I'm a bit afraid of this position.
I just wanted to have my pawn on h5 instead of on h7, of course.
Maybe if the queens were off in this position,
then it
would probably be very reasonable. But with the queens on, queen d3 coming, it's looking dangerous. I mean, queen c3 maybe, but again, queen a6, probably queen has... Yeah, it's looking very dangerous. Yeah, this may already be lost even, I think. Because it's just collapsing here. You have to draw back with the queen and then queen d3 and knight f8, maybe some sacrifices. Not. Maybe not.
Now, of course, I need my knight to be on f5 quickly, but you can always take.
Yes, yeah, that is good to point out. Maybe that always, even if you don't, I mean, even if this pawn we can take on h5, even if not positionally, this is also already a disaster.
And I cannot take with the e pawn then.
Yes, and e pawn, d5 drops, and also here positionally, it's just probably also such a move. It's also very yeah. Do we have more moves after queen e2? King e7. King e7. Yeah, so imagine knight f2. How was that? And also e4, I think, was... Should we maybe look at that first, e4? Or
yeah,
maybe because it's a bit more forcing. It's a very provocative move, king e7. It's really standing in one line with the queen, so it's screaming for e4. In fact,
you are avoiding the knights, the knight checks. You are avoiding.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he just wants to take on g5 now that the pawn is here, and something like queen c6 or and just claim that knight will come to f7 and g5. But it's definitely a big question, e4. I'm sure he's contemplating it. But you could also take the slower approach. I think definitely with the clock ticking, he has 5 minutes. It's not really the ideal moment for Magnus to to open up the position, because there's some calculation is needed here, some precision. You prefer to, I think, to reach move 40 and then to. On the other hand, perhaps this is the moment with e4, and then you also don't want to let it go. So it's a difficult decision. But e4 is definitely an attractive move to me.
And of course, the threat is to take on f6 and play.
Yes,
E5.
or e5
E5
directly. Yeah. Maybe what if you take here and you take here? Yeah, maybe this is because after knight takes e4, there's knight f5 and also some squares. And after f takes e4, I'm a bit afraid of knight f7. Suddenly g5 is weak. This doesn't look clear.
No.
Yeah, I'm suddenly convinced that e4 is not coming. Yeah, but for this concrete reason, I think.
So the idea is to play knight f2 and knight g4 and trying to
force him. Trying to force. So let's say this is not happening, but let's say something like this. This would be great.
Yeah,
this would be nice. Just a nice structural change for white, taking control of all of these squares. He's played knight e5. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking he wouldn't do that because you can then take on g5, take on e5, and yeah, I was thinking this is maybe not that special, but I may very well be wrong. Where to go with the knight?
f5 is your first.
Yeah,
thought.
but let's say you take it.
Yeah. What did you take with a g?
I think g pawn and then f4. I think.
And then you can enter with a queen.
Yeah.
a6 or
yeah,
h5. You're coming from both sides.
I mean, maybe this is not that bad. Because after queen h5, I guess you have queen d2, for instance, to start giving perpetual. Yeah, I don't think this is that scary. I wouldn't be surprised if we get to see this, because it's very forcing. But it's a big decision, so he's taking his time after 95. I don't know. We haven't looked at other moves yet. Perhaps there are also other options.
He actually took on g5.
He took. Okay, yeah. Then we'll probably see this whole sequence. HG. He looks as if he's confused with something. Like he doesn't understand why. But again, I'm probably reading the wrong things. Yeah, after knight takes e5, d takes e5, knight f5. I mean, I'm assuming knight f7, f4 is a bit tricky with that. I mean, you could argue that maybe this is even not bad at all. Because the knight is a bit...
yeah, it's completely wrong.
Yeah. I mean, if you're forced to take here, and then knight comes to f5, I mean, only black can be better, I think. Maybe it's just equal, but it's surprised, yeah.
Instead of J8.
Sorry, so
Queen d3 instead of taking on h6, I think.
yeah, queen d3 is possible, but it's very possible, in fact, yeah. Hg queen g6. I missed that. This is just very strong. Yeah, that's important. Yeah. Otherwise, this would have been a very clean way to do it. Yeah, queen d3 is important. So that means that probably knight f7 is not going to happen. Because in general, of course, black is not happy to put the knight on f7.
No.
It was just for the reason that we thought that you have to exchange that the knight went there. So we have seen an exchange. Yeah. This is the current position, and we're thinking knight f5, right?
Yes.
I'm thinking now, what if I just try to play with black? Just keep the game going. Like knight... Where to, though? Maybe knight e8, or... It's a bit weird, huh? To put it here and...
You want to be ambitious with
Yes.
that? Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm wondering if you can be.
Yeah.
Because white's next move is f4, I guess, because e5 is hanging. So I'm wondering, can you even here maybe? And if f4, which I'm not sure, queen a6 is a move now, but f4, then knight c5. Again, I think only black can be better here, to be honest. He's gone to f5, so okay, that's just the solid option. So he's taken and gone knight f5. Yeah, now I think it's just headed for a draw. They reached move 40. I don't see this. I mean, f4, queen c3. I think it's just yeah, not much to do still.
We cannot enter with a queen because there is always perpetual.
There's always perpetual, yeah. And the problem is, I mean, it would be nice to start running with the king, but the moment you go king g3, there's d4, and the king cannot cross the third. I mean, if not for d4, if let's say, I don't know, king f7, then it could amount to something once the king starts infiltrating. But yeah, the king is just not going anywhere. So I think after f4, queen c3, it's equal.
We take a quick look at Niels again.
Yes.
Just to see how.
Yeah, because the result is in.
Yeah, he won.
After bishop b6, he just queened.
Yeah.
And well, after rook takes a8, there's bishop takes b6. And the pawns aren't queening.
No.
So Niels made a joke. He took a knight.
Okay, excellent.
He took a knight, and it was captured, and then he resigned.
Yes.
Yeah. It was a fascinating game. A really nice game.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the approach. He played the dragon. He went for it. I think he got a nice position, or at least an interesting position, a playable position. He may have been better at some point. We don't know, but it was at the very least he got chances. So I like the approach a lot. It just didn't work out in the end. Yeah, that's yeah, that happens, of course, when you play these strong guys.
Yes.
They don't fall over easily.
No.
But it is a rough 0 out of 3. It's a rough start.
And tomorrow, who is he playing tomorrow?
Tomorrow, let me see that.
Hope he's
Let
white.
me pull that up. No, he's black against Edokmus tomorrow.
So he will be black again.
Yes. Yeah. No, but yeah, this is what can we say? he did everything right. I think yesterday I thought he didn't do the principled approach against Benoni, this F4 move that he spoke about. Today he went for it. Yeah, it didn't work out, but I do appreciate the way he played it. I thought it was very respectable.
Okay, we go to the game 2 against Erdogmus.
Oh, yes. It's a giant time trouble game. So we left somewhere here. Rook f3 came. Yeah, we're gonna see the time trouble. So but I just want to illustrate how it happened. Knight d7, knight f1, knight h5. The knight's heading to f4. Bishop of 1, knight f6, c5. Bishop takes c5, knight c4. So she wants to attack e5. I have a feeling that this is going all in black's way for now. G takes f5, e takes f5, knight 6, d5. This is the current position. And Zushina has 20 seconds. Am I seeing that correctly? Yeah. And we see Erdogmus
on 2 minutes.
2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
Some more moves.
Rook g3, queen f6. Yeah, it's a pawn and the compensation, right? At this point.
Yes. The queen at f5 pawn will drop.
Yeah, these knights are beautiful. King is weak on b2. This e-pawn is going to come forward at some point, and then it's unlikely to... just before we, just very briefly want to mention that I think the game between Carlsen and Absatorov, it's ending as we speak, because they're repeating, and there's just no way to continue. So I'm assuming that will end in a draw. So we can really focus on this one, this time trouble game.
How many moves?
Still 7 moves to make. So
still 7 moves.
Yeah, until 40. So, but it is very much winning though.
Yeah.
So I don't expect miracles. E4 just is Black just playing E4 now? Yeah, they have agreed to a draw.
To draw. Yeah.
Yeah. It was an interesting game. Yeah, we felt that Carlsen had something
in the beginning. Yes.
In the beginning, and then there was this Bishop d3 moment where. Okay, let me just quickly pull it up. There was this Bishop d3 moment, of course, which was very interesting. So he changed the bishop, which we thought was an issue, but then this position also looked nice, but somehow it slowly petered. Yeah, I mean, for sure, Absatorov defended it very well.
Yeah.
But yeah, somewhere along these lines, if White had an advantage, it's probably already slipped at this point. He still managed to keep some tension in the position with g4, g5, but yeah, at this point, I guess it was never that much. And in the end, this perpetual check. Okay, so let's go to Erdogmus, who is spending some time here. I noticed he's generally very
yes,
you know,
yeah,
very movable.
Yeah.
Especially in the time trouble phase. I guess this is something of youth. But he should normally be converting this. I think e4 is screaming to be played. Open this diagonal. Ideas of knight d3 and then knight c3 and then all kinds of tactics. But maybe he's looking at other ways. It is interesting to. I mean, he had 3 minutes. He's spending 2 already. But
yeah.
But for him, time pressure has a whole different meaning maybe than for most. He has made a move, I think. b5. Okay, b5. So he's offering the pawn, which has not been taken because of maybe b4 or e4.
Yeah.
Many moves maybe. Many moves maybe. She went knight e3. The game is over somehow. Did she? Oh, knight c3 check. Yeah, that is yeah. So she played knight e3 with 2 seconds on the clock, and yeah, that was just blunder. Knight takes a5 probably the last chance, but I assume this is also not going to end very well. But yeah, these kind of things happen in time trouble. You see the clock ticking down, and the brain just stops. It's
you have to do something.
Yes. That suddenly concludes the day.
Yeah, we have 2 wins.
2 wins.
Erigaisi and Erogmus.
Yes, and what does it do for our standings? We have no less than 5 leaders at this point. 5 leaders. Odzatorov, Erigaisi, Carlsen, Erdogmus, who of course just won his game, and Woodward, all on 2 out of 3. Jordan van Vreest on 50%.
Yeah.
In place number 6. And then Zuziner, half out of 3. And Niels still looking for his first win. Yeah, what can we say?
And tomorrow, how is the pairing?
Let's see the pairing.
Yeah.
We have the pairings up. I believe Erdogmus against Grandelius. We mentioned that before. Erdogmus with the white pieces against Niels. Odzatorov against Erigaisi. Also very nice matchup. Jordan van Vreest, Magnus Carlsen. Will be nice for Dutch fans.
Yeah.
And Zuziner against Andy Woodward. Again, 3 o'clock.
We're back.
We're back. Same place.
Yeah.
Elite Plaza Hotel in Malmö. It was a great day again.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the games. Fighting games. 2 decisive results. Could have easily have been more as well.
Yeah.
And looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you all back then tomorrow.